Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Coffee and Takes podcast. This is episode number 15, and I'm very privileged today to be joined by a good friend who I haven't seen in a while, Mr. Marwan. Me and Marwan, we came across each other several years ago. I think it was 2019.
Yeah.
We got into business together, and he's someone that I respect highly for just the way he carries himself as a human being, most importantly, but also just his approach to entrepreneurship, his drive, his leadership qualities. And I believe this episode will be a very impactful one to those of you watching. So, Marwan, thanks for coming down to the studio, bro.
Jazakallah khair for having me, man.
It's a real pleasure.
Barakallahu feek.
Marwan is also the founder and host of the Horizon podcast.
Yeah.
So it's his first experience being the guest today.
Today I'm the guest. The roles are reversed.
The roles have reversed. Marwan is also the co-founder of Rizq
Rise. Yeah.
Rizq Rise,
Yeah.
which is a platform where he coaches individuals alongside his business partner on how to sell high-ticket services and products, also how to develop your skill sets in business, how to make more money through the various online e-commerce platforms that are available. But Marwan, if you could give us a brief introduction into yourself, and then we'll dive into everything.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Jazakallah khair for having me. Like I said, my name is Marwan Duibi. I am 29 years of age next weekend, and alhamdulillah, I've been privileged to come into the world of business at 14, 15 years of age. I probably learned more about business than anybody my age around me. I come from a family of entrepreneurs. My dad, my two brothers. I'm the youngest of three brothers. So growing up, I got to see a lot of mistakes, a lot of failed ideas, a lot of failed businesses. And I've taken those lessons without actually having to risk it myself, if that makes sense. Alhamdulillah, I came into the world of digital entrepreneurship, is where we kind of touched base. That was because of the new way of making money that everyone was talking about. Getting online, learning how to get it online. And I was very traditional at that point, you know. I didn't know much about the online space, so I got familiar with it, got involved, and alhamdulillah, since then I've been developing myself traditionally online within business, and yeah, that's pretty much me.
That's amazing to hear. And I always like to start with people I like to find out what happened during your childhood.
Yeah,
because I feel like exactly it impacts who you are as a man.
Yeah,
the experiences that you went through as a young boy. So would you say that, obviously growing up, you said that you're the youngest of the boys, and obviously your dad's in business as well.
Yeah.
Would you say that impacted your desire to grow older and get into business yourself? What was your dream as a young boy?
Great start, man. So let's talk about that. I was a very troubled young boy, meaning that I was always in trouble, man. Too much energy. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I grew up in a place where I was kicked out of 7 schools. Just got myself in a lot of physical issues with people. Had a bit of an anger problem or a temper. And believe it or not, teachers would tell me that these are teachers, yeah? They would tell me you'd either end up in prison or dead. This is a teacher, bro. Someone that's supposed to have influence in your life is teaching you this. Yeah, I mean, look, I was a handful, but it was until one teacher came across my life and taught me that, you know, you can actually enhance this energy and transfer it into positivity. Like, you can do good with this energy. You have a lot of energy, put it in a place where you can do good with it. And it clicked. I was like, wait a second. Yeah, I have a lot of energy and I'm very out there and outgoing and whatnot. And maybe it gets me in trouble, but how do I control it? Mm-hmm. Right? And that's the first thing I wanted to speak about teachers, because teachers do play a role, man. You know, it's not just the parents. The teachers play a role as well. The coaches, the teachers, the mentors, they all play a role. My dad was very hard on me and my brothers. Like, really hard. Like, I'll give you an example. I came to my father when I was 14 years of age. And I said, Baba, nibi telephone, you know, I want a phone. I'm 14, I don't even have a phone. Like, my friends have phones, I don't. Obviously, I was in Libya at the time. Mm-hmm. And he said, cool, you'll go work. I said, what do you mean? Like, we're good. Like, our family, we have finance as well, right? I mean, you can buy me a phone. And he said, that's not my job, though. My job is to put food in your stomach, to put clothes on your back, to make sure you sleep in a safe place, to make sure you're educated, to make sure you have dental care. These are all my duties as your father. Anything outside of that needs to be your duty to find. So he taught me survival instincts quite quickly. If you want something, go get it. And I said, okay, who's going to hire me? I'm 14. Like, what do you mean? Come work for me. I said, work for you doing what? He said, get into my office tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Don't be late. Came into his office, 9 o'clock. Walked in. What am I doing? My dad used to own a chain of restaurants and cafes. As I walked in, he said, you are going to be the cleaner. Well, I'm thinking like, wait a second, I'm the son of the CEO of this chain of restaurants. Like, everybody knows me. My reputation here is I'm the son of the owner, the youngest son of the owner. Like, people know me. I can't be cleaning toilets. Well, if you want an income, then that's what you're going to do. And by the way, we'll talk about your salary at the end of the month. Okay, so I get to work. I start cleaning toilets, right? Immediately, it starts to teach me about humility, right? Become humble. Like, every job matters. Do the little things. Go to the basics if you have to. If you have to, do it, right? And end of the month came. Okay, Baba, what's going on? How much am I getting paid? Can I afford the phone? He says, you're getting paid a quarter of what I pay a normal person. I said, but why? I did the same job. Yeah, but you're an apprentice. You're learning. There's a difference. And I went from being the cleaner to fulfilling every single role within the cafe and the restaurants, to becoming the barista, to becoming the, doing all the sandwiches, the desserts, the milkshakes, the crepes, the ice cream. I did every job, bro. The pizzeria, I still have scars on my hands till today because of the pizzeria. Putting in hot pizzas, 15, 16 years of age, burning my hands, but learning. Like, this is work, right? Age 18, I became the general manager. I was running the cafe, and the position there was that if any employee decides not to come in today, I can fulfill his role.
Okay.
You get the concept? So he made me go through every single thing to say that when you get to the top, you know how to fill the bottom. Does that make sense? Brothers and sisters these days are trying to get to a position where they just want to get to the end goal. They don't realize that the journey is a part of it. Do you get what I'm saying? Absolutely. Like, every lesson has a role to play into bringing you to that final destination. Alhamdulillah, man. My older brother, he is one of my mentors. I look up to him massively, Abdullah. He has transformed me in many ways. This is the first time probably he hears me speaking about him like this, but he's made me a man, bro. Like, he's really transformed me. And he was very hard on me, bro. Very, very hard on me. Like, I thought my dad was tough. Like, this guy was tougher. He didn't take it easy on me at all. And
how important do you believe that family dynamics are in terms of helping you become the man that you are today? So obviously your connection with your brother, really had an impact on you. And obviously when you see a lot of young men today with poor relationships with their siblings and stuff, does a part of you feel like it's a shame? Because
absolutely,
together you're stronger.
Absolutely. Yeah. First of all, everyone has problems. Every family has issues, bro. There's no such thing as a family that's perfect. They may look perfect on social media, but they're not perfect. Everyone has issues. The faster you realize, how do we work through our issues regardless of what issue it is and still stay connected, the faster you realize that, the faster you understand that there's nothing thicker than family. You understand? Like, family matters most, bro.
And why do you think?
I'm going to share something very powerful now that's quite personal. I have a brother that's a year older than me, Durhaim. He got shot 6.5 years ago with a machine gun from a 2-meter radius. Like, people don't understand the dynamics there. That's a bullet that's the size of my finger hitting a bone that explodes the entire limb, right? So he lost his right leg was amputated, his right leg was amputated, and his left leg was diffused, both his legs. When he dropped to the ground and he needed people, who was by his side? His family, his parents, his siblings. We dropped everything that we had going on in our lives and we stood by his side, because that's what family does. Fortunately for people, they've not been in that situation before, but the reality is when you do drop like that, you will find your people. Your family will be by your side, regardless of the situation that you think you're in, regardless of how distant you think you are. When you really, really need them, they're going to be there, right? I was in a position where it was really tough for me at times in my life. I had my brother by my side, you know? And of course we argue, of course we have fights, of course we disagree on things, we see things from different points of view, but it's like, you're my brother. Wallahi mani rakhi bik. There's no way I'm letting you go, and there's no way you're letting me go. Yeah, there might be distance at times, but I know and you know that when you need me, I'll always be there for you. This is the relationship of family. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's right.
And if you want to have a good family dynamic with your children, which is what we all aspire to have, then you have to look at your relationships within your family. Right? The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ mentions that خيركم خير لأهلي وأنا خير لأهلي, meaning that the best of you are the best to their families, and I was the best example to my family. Take the example of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, the best example there is, right?
Yeah.
Connect, build relationships. Don't let go of your family. Even if you have a brother or a sister that's going through hard times, be there for them, man. Because the tables turn. Sometimes you're in a bad position and you need support and you need help, right? Sometimes I see the dynamics, Ali, and I'm shocked, bro. Like, I have family in Ireland and I see their dynamics of like kids becoming 18, going finding their own place, not looking after their parents, and it's like, what a lonely world, man.
Why do you think people feel like they have to do that? So, for example, they feel like they have to move out of their family house. They feel like if they do business with their brother, that somehow their brother might do them over. And there's a lot of paranoia, perhaps, in that regards. Because I've spoken to guys who say, I would do business with my brother, but what if it goes sour? It's my brother. Then it's going to cause issues in the family and this and this.
Yeah.
But then you see people like Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan Tate, as an example, who are inseparable. And I think those two are probably the most well-known example of two brothers in the media spotlight who do everything together, which I think has made a lot of people think, oh, hang on a second, maybe if I start a business with my brother, it could work out very well and we can end up becoming prosperous together and things.
Yeah.
What do you think causes people to sort of distance themselves from their family, and to feel like I need to get away and have my own independence and do things by myself? And
first of all, touching on that, business is tough for your family. Like, I've been in absolute chaos with my brothers and my father over business and whatnot. Like, sometimes it's just like that, bro. Like, it's not always going to be smooth sailing. You're going to have some issues. You're going to fall short sometimes and not deliver on time in business, and you're going to be held accountable. Like my brother Abdullah, when I worked with him in building his security company, he would put it on me, Ali. Like, if I didn't deliver on time, if I missed a deadline, I'm not getting away with it, bro. In fact, I'm getting it worse than the average employee. To make an example of me publicly to the team and say, even though he's my brother, in business there's no brotherhood. Business is business. Outside of business, we're family. That's how it needs to be, Ali. Because a lot of dynamics are because he's my brother. I've seen companies where because he's my brother and he's lazy and does nothing, it's all right. No, you're making him believe that that's okay. You're giving him an idea that even if you lack in business, that's fine. We're brothers, and it is what it is, and we'll still have arguments and whatnot. You have to separate them. Business is business, family is family, right? This way, the dynamics stay clear. And going back to the point of what you just said there, why is it people think that their independence of them leaving the household is a good thing? Actually, because society taught them this. The West is designed to make you think in a way that will trap you long term. What do I mean by this? You leaving the house at 18, right, and finding independence means that you have to go find an income stream. You have to pay all the bills. You have to become responsible over yourself, which most likely doesn't even work out because a lot of people are lazy. A lot of people they're not able to deliver. They're not able to look after themselves. They have drinking issues. They have addictions with drugs. They're destroying themselves because they have independence. Why not stay in the family dynamic where you're responsible at home, where you're going to sleep at certain times, where you're waking up at certain times, where you're having breakfast with the family? Right, where you're having conversations with people that matter to you, your mother, your father, your siblings, where you're providing value within the household. You're paying for some bills. Those bills that you pay by yourself, you only pay 10% of that in the household if you live with your family. Save money, start investing in yourself. Like, this is the kind of mentality that's going to take you out of the system that the West is designed for you, right? And people say independence, but when you come look at it, This person is still single at the age of 35, 40. Why? Because you've taught yourself that that's independence, but it's not really, right? It's not really. Till today, bro, I'm 28, 29 years of age. I love being at home with my family, bro. With my mom, my dad, my siblings. I absolutely love it. When I get the chance to go back to Ireland, I go and I spend some time there. I spend a week or 2 weeks. I love it, bro. You know, the family dynamic is there, designed to help you duplicate it upon your children as well. So whatever you have going on in your family, in your circle, that's what's most likely is going to be towards the next generation. Now you think about that clearly. How would you like your family dynamic to be with your children and with your wife, your spouse or whatnot? How would you like a dynamic to be? Think about that and then act on it depending on your situation today.
That's a powerful, powerful question to ponder over. Absolutely. Yeah. I think a lot of people, as you mentioned, are influenced by obviously what they're seeing currently in society. Maybe some random influencer telling them, get out your mom and dad's house, you know, you're not a real man if you're still at home at 20 or 25 or 30. But obviously in certain cultures, you see the positive impacts of staying with the family a little bit longer. It's not about staying at home and doing nothing. As you mentioned, it's staying at home and providing value.
Yes.
It's staying at home and making sure that the family continues to prosper because they're looking after you and you're looking after them. You know, so it's almost like a safety net for you to save money. I mean, I think there was a new report that came out, I think a couple of weeks ago, about the number of 30 and over adults in the UK that are now living with their parents. I think it's gone up significantly, according to new data. Something along the lines, if I'm not mistaken, over 40%, I believe, which for UK culture is considered
crazy,
quite high. Yeah, like in certain in our culture, we're both from Libya. It's very normal.
That's traditional. Yeah,
it's very normal.
Everyone does
and there's no shame associated to it. You stay at home, you help mum and dad.
There's pride associated to it, not shame. It's powerful, bro. It's something you should be proud of. I'm looking after my parents. I look after my mom, the woman who held me for 9 months, the woman who gave birth to me, the woman who breastfed me, the woman who looked after me day in, day out, whether I was sick, whether I needed support, school, everything. She sacrificed the world for me. Now that I'm this grown man, now that she's put everything into building me as a man, I'm going to turn around and say, yeah, see you later. It doesn't even make sense logically. Use your logic. Lose your common sense and your instinct. The woman that gave me everything, and the man that gave me everything, my parents, how can I turn my back on them and say, hey, you guys struggle while I go find my life out? When you understand very clearly that if you stay with them, everything improves. Everything improves. You help them out. You save money. There's a family dynamic in the household. The household is warm. You know, the amount of times that I see old people, actually, wallahi, it breaks my heart, bro. When I see old people, they're on their own. Where are your kids? Oh, they don't come visit me. What do you mean they don't come visit you? That for me is a disaster. You walk into elderly homes, there's so many of them. Their kids don't even visit them. Like, in Libya, in our culture, we don't have elderly homes, bro. The elderly home is only for the woman that has no husband and has no kids. And even then, you'd find a randomer that wants to look after her. Even then, because our religion teaches us so. Our religion teaches us to look after our people, right?
Absolutely.
So when you look at these dynamics of families, you want to be a man? You want to be a man? Look after your household. Take responsibility away from your parents. Say, I'm going to take charge of the family. You know, my brother Abdullah, may Allah bless him and protect him. Allahumma ameen. Amen. When I seen this guy do what he did, bro, I realized what it takes to be a man, right? Age 21, I remember this. Age 21, he came to my father and he said to my dad, age 30, Baba, I'm going to be a millionaire. My dad laughed at him. Of course he would. You're 21, you're waffling. Age 30, my brother came to me and said, I made $1 million. I owned up to what I said I did. Alhamdulillah. Bro, wallahi, the amount that he gave my parents from that $1 million, like I can't even tell, you wouldn't even believe it. The majority went to my parents and he said, I don't need it. What do you think I worked so hard? Do you think it was for me? Do you think it was for my wife? You come first. You two come before my wife and everybody else in the family. This is a man. Provides, protects. This is how you're designed. This is your instinct, right?
Absolutely.
What does he do next, bro? He buys my parents. May Allah bless him, bro. Brand new cars, new houses. Till today, he still lives in rent. till today, he pays rent. My parents have houses in their names because of him.
MashaAllah.
May Allah bless him, yeah?
That's incredible.
That's what a man does, Ali. That's where you come to your parents and say, you don't worry. You don't need to worry no more. You need to relax. I want you to enjoy the rest of what Allah has given you in this world. Enjoy it. I will take any stress within the family from now on. Why? Because this is how you've designed me to, this is how you've built me today. I can take it. I'm responsible. I'm effective. I'm able to solve problems. You don't need to worry. If we had more of that, bro, if that dynamic was more available, then parents would be a lot more relaxed. You know, you see parents, they're extremely stressed. Age 60, extremely stressed, working 2 jobs. Why? How? Because their kids, their men, are not acting like men.
Yes.
They're acting like little boys. Do you understand? Spoiled little boys that want this and want that.
Exactly. And they're selfish, not selfless. So from you describing your brother, he seems like a man who's selfless, who puts other people before himself.
Yeah.
Says that I'm going to work incredibly hard to help make the lives of those that I care about as easy as possible. Most young men today are selfish. It's all about me, my independence, my freedom, my this. Yet their mum is struggling, working 2 jobs to make ends meet. They don't come and check up on the mum, on the dad. And it's you look at it and you're like, wow, what a shame.
What a shame,
And they don't
bro.
think about, as you mentioned,
What a shame.
their family dynamic one day in the future.
Well, what goes around comes around. Kama tudin tudan. This is the world. What you do will happen to you. Do you understand? You want to play around with women? You want to play around with your feelings, your desires, and chase women? Know that if you don't fix up and you don't repent and you don't pattern up, you will have a wife that may cheat on you. You will have a daughter that something might happen to her. You will have sisters that... What goes around comes around.
Yes.
This is the world we live in today, bro. So when you look after your parents and you look after your siblings, surely if you lived a long life and age came your way, surely your family would look after you. It's natural. The guy that provided for us, we're not going to look after him. There's no way. Of course we're going to look after him.
Of course.
Do you understand?
Of course.
And that's where it comes. Like, this world is so temporary, bro. Like, we're in the most temporary space ever. Like, you have an amount of years that keep ticking every single day. That's it. What are you going to do with the time that you have in this world? Do you get what I'm saying? So when you look at your family, just know the legacy that you live with them will live on after you leave this world, man.
Absolutely.
Do you understand? Like, how you live your life is how you're going to die. You can't be someone that's extremely selfish and then before your deathbed comes around or before age comes around, now you're like, oh, I want to give back. No. It needs to be at a young age so that it's natural for you to give. I said to my brother one day, I said, why haven't you bought a house yet? He said, Wallahi, the feeling I get knowing that my family, my parents and my siblings and my wife and my daughter are being looked after, it means the world to me. Money doesn't do anything to me, Marwan. Money's a tool. That's all it is, man.
Yes.
It doesn't enter the heart. The Prophet Muhammad والسلام, and the companions taught us to do what? The money is only in the hand, not in the heart. Too many brothers have the money here. We experienced this, bro.
Yes.
We remember the days when money was here. It no longer isn't there. I've taken it out completely. I've put it in my hand. This is a tool. I use it to do things of goodness and of benefit and of positivity. Because when it enters the heart, bro, it starts to ruin the man.
Yes.
The man becomes ruined when it enters the heart. The industry that we were in, right? We seen men crumble. I seen men, wallahi, crumble to their knees. Because of what? Because of money entering their heart. Desires entering their heart. Women entering their heart. We all have temptations, bro. But a real man is a man of discipline. A man that can control that. And not just follow everything that moves and every opportunity and every woman and every desire. No, a man is disciplined. He has rules in his life and he follows his laws. Right? And this is the beauty of Islam. As Muslims, we have a complete law book. We have a rule book. The Quran is our rule book, our guidance, our maintenance. This is where we go to find our answers. There's never been a time where I felt lost. Many times in my life, bro. I felt like I was in the darkness. Never have I opened that book and not found answers, bro. So anyone watching this, whether you're Muslim, whether you're not Muslim, I'm really reaching out to you right now. Open that book. Learn about that book. The Quran is a miracle in this world, you know, and it's really transformed. It's transformed the entire globe, not people. It's transformed the globe to what we have today. the goodness that we see today, you know?
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people are not aware of how practical it is as well as a methodology to follow your life.
Yeah.
People just think it's a book of stories.
Yeah.
But the stories are there to provide perspective. But it's a very practical book in the way that there's so many things in life that it will help you with.
Yes.
Family dynamics, wealth, accumulating wealth. And so I absolutely fully agree with you on that. And, it's so powerful what you mentioned about really, being honorable and making sure that you're working hard for the family. It all starts from there. And this is why I asked you about your childhood, because a lot of people don't know why they do what they do. They just wake up every single day and, I think I need to do this. I think I need to do that. But when you have a strong reason to wake up every single day and work hard, then you're going to go further than the man who just wakes up and just thinks about the numbers and the digits and, I'm just doing this so I can make 6 figures. Okay, that's the outcome. That's the consequence of you becoming a valuable individual to the marketplace. But why are you doing this? What's your reason? We used to say, obviously,
what's your why?
Exactly. What's your why? Most people work from the outside in, not from the inside out.
Yeah.
Most companies that are successful operate from the inside out. They have a very strong reason as to why they do what they do. I like to use the example of Apple. Apple decimated every basically computer company that existed when they first came out, because they operated from the perspective of empowering individuals to capture beautiful moments. For example, with the iPhone, you'll see a billboard of like a waterfall, and it's a crystal clear image. And then at the very bottom, it will say shot on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Not, a list of specs, 1 terabyte.
It's an emotion.
It's an emotion. It's capturing that. And it's like, wow, this is what I can do with this device.
Yeah.
Most companies at the time led with, this is what we do.
Yeah.
And this is the specs these are the specs of the computer. And that didn't resonate with most people in the marketplace. People wanted to experience that emotion. And so obviously this helps individuals as well with gaining clarity on what it is that they want to do in life. Is start with understanding why you're doing what you're doing. Simon Sinek has this book, Start With Why. It's a book that has completely changed my perspective on why I do what I do. And I want to ask you this actually, Marwan. Why do you do what you do?
Oh, my why, bro. Deep one. Man, I've been in many different fields. I've worked in many different businesses. I've been around a lot. I've met hundreds of thousands of people. I've shaken hands across the globe. Why do I do what I want to do, or what I do? The older I get, the more it changes. My why isn't the same as it was last year. And it won't be the same next year. It's like an onion, akhi. The more I peel into my why, the more there is inside, and I have to go again and again and again. There's levels, right? If I can go to the why, I would say, looking at the why itself, is if it doesn't shake you, it's not strong enough. The why is something that needs to get you emotionally, mentally attached to the outcome. So for example, the layers of my why, the first layer is my deen. Why do I want to become strong in deen? Because I want the ultimate paradise. I want to get there, bro. Mm-hmm. This is a promise that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us. If you do what's righteous and you do what's good in this world and you forbid evil and you obey one Lord and you submit to Him, there's a paradise waiting for me. And that paradise is everlasting. I want to go. Mm-hmm. And I want to take my family with me. My loved ones, my friends that I care so dearly about. I want to educate my people on what I've learned, and I want to educate myself so that I can get closer to that goal. That's my main why. Why my family? I genuinely don't want my family to struggle. And that doesn't just mean financially. People think it's just money. No. Actually, when I say struggle, for the man that thinks that money is the solution to everything, and he avoids his mother, he avoids his wife, he avoids his children because all he does is graft, you're putting them through struggle. They don't need you to sit down and talk to them every day. But when you give them time allocated to them and say, I'm giving you my focus now. Let's help improve the kids, the wife's relationship, healthy marriage. The kids are watching that. Your relationship with your mother. Why? Because you're showcasing your mother's relationship between you and her towards your wife and towards your children. This is how a queen is treated. So that my kids treat my wife like a queen one day. Like everything happens for a reason. Nothing's accidental. Everything's calculated. This is how a man needs to think about his why. Nothing is accidental, my why. Everything is calculated with the will of Allah. It needs to happen this way, right? Why in business? Impact. I've made money, bro. I've seen money. I've lost money. I've made bad decisions. I've made good decisions. I've met a lot of successful people. I've met millionaires and billionaires. Impact is what I'm about in business. If I can impact people genuinely the right way, right? And we know what the wrong way looks like.
Yeah.
We understand what that way looks like. We understand manipulation but when you do it genuinely and you take somebody from point A to point B, the feeling that you get from that in business is more powerful than you getting there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's addictive. Like you do it once, you're looking for the next guy you want to support and help, right? And I'm speaking to the brothers about coaching. Both of us are in the coaching scene. Mm-hmm. When you're coaching people and getting them from point A to point B, and you're seeing a huge transformation in his life, you know this is impact.
Absolutely.
This is no longer the man that he existed to be 6 months ago. This is a different version. He's evolved. That for me is a why in business, right? Charity. I'm big on charity, bro. My why is I want to create as many charity projects as I possibly humanly can. And I don't want to do it alone. I want to do it with as many brothers around me as possible because I want us to share this beautiful experience of charity. For those who are watching this that don't understand what I'm saying, go get involved in any charity activity. Whether it's your local masjid, if you're not a Muslim, whether it's your local church, whether it's a homeless person that you just see on the street, I promise you, you getting some food and sitting down and having a conversation with that person, don't just give him some food or some money. Sit down and have a conversation. This is a human being. Mm. This is someone that your words can have a massive impact on. You know, I met somebody recently when I was in Dublin and I was walking to this meeting. I just seen this old man sitting there. And what caught my attention was he was reading a book. This guy was reading a book, bro. And the way he was reading the book was he wasn't facing the street. He was facing the wall, which I found strange. So he caught my attention. This is a homeless guy and he was sitting on a prayer mat facing the wall with a book in his hand. So I stopped. I literally crossed the street to go speak to this person. But before I did, I realized he was homeless. So I went to go, because I could see his bags and his stuff, his pillow. I went, I got some food and I came back and I sat down with him. And I just said, brother, if you don't mind me disturbing you, what are you reading? He said, I'm reading the Quran. I said, are you a Muslim? He said, I've recently become Muslim. I said, Akhi, why are you here? Like, I'm confused. Why are you homeless? He said, I accepted Islam. No, sorry. He said, I was a very selfish man in my world. I said, what do you mean? He said, I come from an Indian background. I lived a life where even my own children, I didn't care about them. My wife, my children, I was so selfish. Everything was me. I just want to care about myself. Like, look at how toxic that position is in, bro. And one brother came to him one day and said to him, brother, I just want to take you on a charity trip. That's it. Just charity, man. So he accepted and he went on this charity trip because he said, look, I felt like I had nothing left in my life. Like everything, I felt like even suicidal and I felt like my life was just toxic and I didn't care about anybody. So he went on this charity trip and he learned to do what? He learned how to love others. He learned how to genuinely show care with nothing in return. I'm not getting anything back from these people. I just want to help them. On his journey home, one of the villagers gave him a Quran. He read the entire book on the way home. By the time he got home to the UK, he made his Shahada.
Mashallah.
He came home to his family. He announced that he was a Muslim. His entire family disowned him. His wife, his kids, his parents, his siblings. They disowned him, Ali. Homeless. Wallah, I remember this story, bro. He became homeless. So what was he reading, bro? He was reading the Quran. He had a hadith book next to him. He was learning Arabic. He was reciting Quran in Arabic. I was shocked, bro. And I said to him, so why can't you go home? He said, they told me, his family told him, if you like leave Islam behind, we'll let you back in the family. You'll have everything you had before. You'll have the house, you'll have the kids, you'll have everything. He said, Wallahi, I can't. This religion and this Quran has embraced me in ways that nobody else has. Neither my wife, my children, or my family. The relationship I have with God now, I will never let that go. I said to him, but can I ask you a question? Why are you facing the wall? He said, I turn around and I see the distractions of this world. I'm no longer interested. Bro, he shocked me. That's why I'm telling brothers and sisters these days, have a conversation. You genuinely don't know what this person's story is. This person's story empowered me. It inspired me.
Yeah.
You know, I tried to provide some value for him, and I left that conversation thinking like, wow, how grateful I am to be someone of, you know, religion, God-fearing, God-conscious. Because I see people these days, bro, and they don't have God consciousness. They don't have a relationship with God. They're ruined, bro. They're finished.
Yeah.
They're finished. They have no purpose. We spoke about purpose and why.
Yeah.
They have nothing. It's the same cycle. Same cycle. Do the same thing over and over again until they get old one day. And then they realize, like, what was my life all about?
What was I chasing?
What was I chasing? What was I chasing? Was it worth it? That's the biggest question is, was it worth it? Because all I know is if you're God consciousness, surely you have to do good. You can't be God conscious and want to do evil. Because you know you have to report to God. You have a relationship with something bigger than this world. You know that if you lie, he knows the truth. You know that if you cheat, he sees you. You know that if you steal, he sees you. Okay, so you're accountable. If you're accountable, then you want to do good. And if you do good, there's impact. Does that make sense?
That's powerful, yeah. And it changes the whole way you operate in life.
Absolutely.
The decisions you make. It's no longer short term, you know, taking shortcuts. If I do this guy over, I get $5,000. It's everything changes in how you conduct yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. You know something powerful as well when it comes to that, bro, is you know that when you have a relationship with God, you know there's a reward system and there's a punishment system. There's a hellfire and there's a heaven. So I know when I do good, bro, there's a reward for me. I'm not doing this for free. I'm not doing this for free. I know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that God is going to reward me how he sees fit. And I know that if I do something that's wrong, there's an instinct inside me that says, this is wrong, there's a sin for this, there's a problem here. I'm gonna hurt myself if I go down that way. If I steal somebody's money, that's gonna hurt me. Even in this world, it's gonna hurt. And we know this. We've seen people that went down that route and ruined.
Short-term gain, and then they paid a price for it for the rest of their lives. And I think a lot of people, when they think of reward, they just think monetary, financial. But sometimes your reward is, and we don't know this, maybe you were about to cross the road and a car was about to obliterate you, but
absolutely
something happened. You looked at, you turned around and you didn't cross the road, and the car that was going to hit you didn't hit you. That's a reward. He saved you from a calamity which was coming your way.
Another reward, bro, is you don't have a good relationship with your parents. Because you're God consciousness and you do good, God has made it easier. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it easier for your parents to open their hearts to have a better relationship with you. That's a reward. Not everything is money, you know? I hate being around people that only see money. I don't like being around these guys. Because I'm like, you will see me as a dollar bill as well one day. Maybe not right now, but one day, because that's all you think about, you'll see me as an exchange.
Transactional.
Everything's transactional. What can I make? What can I take? No, I don't like that mentality. And I try to protect myself from these people, you know? Your energy is everything, man. Where you put your energy and how you take energy is important.
There's a quote, I don't know who it's by, some American businessman. He said, some people are so poor, all they have is money. And I remember reading that quote for the first time thinking, wow. Which is why
I've been in that position, bro.
Yeah. And you know, I look back at my younger self in my early 20s when all I cared about was the money.
Yeah.
And looking back, you know, no wonder I didn't get it.
Yeah, fact.
Because
and even if you got it, it never stayed.
Exactly, because money itself doesn't want to be pursued in that way.
Yeah.
Money is something that we've both obviously figured out. It's something you attract by the person you become.
Absolutely.
It's not something that you can just acquire through wanting it badly, you know, because that desperate energy doesn't even attract money.
Absolutely.
You know, and this is a lesson that I learned very early on in my entrepreneurial career. But I want to dive into your entrepreneurial journey. So you said obviously you had issues in school. You got kicked out a few times and everything. Did you end up going to university?
I ended up going to university. So just to give some background to the viewers, I am half Irish, half Libyan. My mother's Irish, my father's Libyan. I grew up half my life in Ireland, half my life in North Africa. I'm very grateful for both experiences. They transformed me into the person I am today. I'm so glad I went back to Libya, bro, because you need to become a man quickly in Libya. Like, you have to have tough skin to survive. You understand? We used to say, like, survive in the jungle. That's where we're at. And I love that because there's no comfort. You want something, go get it. Work hard, do it the right way, and treat people with respect and kindness, and you'll be able to build something great with your life. Libya came across a revolution, a war in 2011. I was there, I was 16, 17. And the first day of the revolution, I found myself in a position where I got shot. Through the revolution, the year of war that we had in Libya, or just under a year, I was shot, stabbed a couple of times in positions where, you know, I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, if you want to call it that. Never involved in anything illegal or anything like that, but Libya at the point was everybody was armed, everyone had the knife, everyone had the weapon. So if you said something, if you didn't like the guy's look that he gave you, like, you're gonna get it, you know what I mean? You're gonna get stabbed up. So those experiences taught me quickly that life is very short. Like, you think you have it all and you think you know it all, and it's like you can lose your life in a second. You don't know everything. About what, you know, you can really lose everything that you think you're building towards in a moment. So that gave me gratitude on every day. When I wake up, the Prophet what does he teach us? He teaches that if you wake up and you have a shelter and you have clothes on your back and you have enough food for the day, you have the whole world. And we're so ungrateful because we only look at the problems, bro. Do you understand? When it came to entrepreneurship, a lot of people, they're not successful because they only look at the problems. They're focused and they orientate their focus levels on what? The problems. They don't look at the blessings. The first step is have gratitude, akhi. You woke up today, alhamdulillah. Thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Start your day with gratitude. Do you understand? So these are some things that I learned growing up in Libya and learning about entrepreneurship is have gratitude. Even when a test comes your way, it comes with its lessons. It doesn't come empty-handed. Even when a problem comes your way, it comes with its lessons. Only if you have the perspective of seeing the lessons. If you have the perspective of, oh, this is a problem, that's how you're going to see it.
Exactly.
That's how you're going to see it. So I got into entrepreneurship. I got into food and restaurants and cafes. I went to university. I started university. And within my first year of studying business, my brother got shot. My brother that I mentioned earlier on. So I had to make a decision. I sat with my older brother and my dad, and we were like, okay, look, he's pretty much on his deathbed. We need to transfer him to different countries to get medical assistance, and it doesn't look good. So somebody needs to go with him. So I said, I'll go. I'm the youngest. I don't have family. I don't have a wife or kids. I can go. So I went with my brother to Ireland, right? We went to Tunisia and then we went to Ireland. He went through over 20 surgeries in the space of 3 weeks, bro.
Oh.
Like, this was where I seen him go in and out of surgeries and sakarat al-maut, you know? Sakarat al-maut, bro. Where he was seeing death day in, day out. And we finally got to Ireland. We finally went through medical assistance and care. And that's where I learned survival skills. I was broke, Ali. Not just like, my iman was strong, in fact. My iman was strong, alhamdulillah. I was broke financially, bro.
And how old were you at that time?
I was 21.
21.
I was 21. Before that situation happened where he got shot, I owned a business with my father. I was doing university. I had 2 jobs. I was a personal trainer, right? And I was also a second language English teacher, right? I was killing it, bro. Age 20, 21, I was milking the system. I was making money. I was in the best physique possible. I was great, bro. I thought I had life figured out. And then guess what happened? A phone call. That's all it takes sometimes.
It's crazy.
It's just one phone call. Right now, you're okay. Next phone call comes in. Your brother's in the hospital. He's on his deathbed. We need you in here ASAP. What? How? Yeah, it's a shock. Why is it a shock, though? Why is it a shock when we hear about death or cancer or sickness? Every single person that comes into this world and dies. Every person comes here, has a limited time, and goes to the next phase, right? Why is it a shock every time we hear something like this? It's because we're designing our mind, and we're attaching ourselves to the dunya, to the beauties of this world, to money, to house, to wife, to kids. When we know we're here for a short time, not a long time. So why not do things properly, ethically? whether it's business, whether it's your family, whether it's yourself, whether it's your desires, whether it's your ambitions. Do things ethically, properly. These are the things that are going to last. Do you get what I'm saying? Even when you leave this world, these are things that are going to last. So I know we're speaking about entrepreneurship, but I'm speaking more about mindset and things outside of this, you know? There's a brother that inspired me named Ali Bannett. Don't know if you know him.
Yes.
But this brother, for those watching this, go check him out. This brother was a multi-millionaire. Ferraris, Rolexes, watches, the whole shebang, Ali. He gets a phone call one day. The same phone call I got, he got that and it was about him. Yeah, you got cancer. You got a few months to live. What does he do, bro? What's his response? What's his reaction? He says, I was so grateful that phone call came, but I was so upset that a doctor made me shake in my boots because he told me a reality that I already knew. The Quran tells me, كُلُّ نَفْسٍ دَائِقَةِ الْمَوْتِ. Every soul shall taste death. I already know this. But why is it a doctor in a white coat made me shake when my Lord taught me this when I was a young boy? It's where we take our information, Ali. Where you take your information matters, bro. Who you choose as your mentor and your coach matters, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? People are just taking information from everywhere these days. No wonder why they're not doing well. Take your information from those who have credibility. Read the books that have real value, right? Listen to the things that are going to transform you, not keep you in the same position.
This podcast is very kindly sponsored by the gentleman at Glownode. If you are an aspiring trader who would like to gain access to capital to further progress your trading career, take a look at Glownode. They provide you with several options when it comes to funding. Once you pass your assessment, your evaluation phase with them, you have access to capital ranging from $10,000 all the way up to $200,000 in funding. I've dropped the details down in the link below.
So what happens is this brother learns that he has cancer. He goes, sells everything he has, bro. Everything. The cars, the houses, the whole shebang. Gets himself on a flight and goes to a third world country. Goes to East Africa and starts building water wells. Starts doing food distributions to homeless refugees, to people that don't have anything. Don't even understand his language. Like, he's coming there and he's not even able to communicate with language. He's there day in, day out while he's dying with cancer. Yeah? And he had the vision to build something called MATW, Muslims Around the World. He gets sick for a period of time and he dies. This was 5 years ago. This man who's left the world 5 years ago, who was a millionaire and went down to the humility of life, has built one of the biggest charities in the world right now.
That's incredible.
They operate in every part of the globe. Their team is incredible. I know one of their team members, Yahya Baisir, is a close friend growing up in Ireland. And to see the work that they do, day in, day out, providing impact to millions of people around the world, to Palestine, to Morocco, to the Turkish earthquakes, to all these disasters, they're the first in line. Know that this man left the world 5 years ago. That's called impact, bro.
And his legacy is non-perishable. It continues to live on.
Absolutely.
People continue to drink clean water because of the work that he did, which outlived him. You know, and you're spot on when it comes to how most people view things in life. It's just surface level.
Yeah.
What's beyond that? What kind of a man do you want to be remembered as? Yeah. And I think people don't ask themselves this question. Who do I want to be remembered as when I'm long gone? Because our existence here is not even, as they say, a fart in the wind.
Yeah.
Right? We're here for a very short span of time, 6-7 decades if we're lucky. And that's it. And then what? Yeah. So many human beings have come and gone. And so many people continue to live life in a manner which is careless.
It's an illusion. It's an illusion. It's like a camouflage, bro. It's crazy. Like, when you think of it, some people, they don't even like hearing about death. They hear death, they're like, oh, no. What do you mean? Why are you acting like this is a new term? Did you not know your parents and their parents and their parents and their parents and all the way back to the first mankind? Every single person goes through the same thing. The Prophet ﷺ says, every single soul shall be squeezed when entering the grave. No one's safe, bro. What you do in this world saves you from that. What you do in this world, again, I speak about this and I'm very passionate about this because I've been through a lot of experiences in life, bro. I've been through a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. I've seen a lot of people crumble. I've buried a lot of friends. The last year alone, I've lost 4 of my best, like, very close friends, bro. Just this last year. So the older I get, the more wise I understand, like, okay, Marwan, you have to work day in, day out on the bigger picture. The bigger picture. Impact, supporting your family. Deen comes first, then comes family, then comes impact, then comes everything else. That's how I see it.
And Deen, for my non-Muslim viewers, is
Islam.
Islam, your
Religion.
faith. Yes.
Yeah. You have to answer to a higher power, man. You can't. Bro, think about this. This is for the brothers out there around the world, especially for the young ones. When you go to school, there's a discipline system. There's a punishment system. There's a reward system. You make a mistake, you go through, what do they call it? When you get put into that class where you have to stay a little bit longer.
Like, is it recess or something?
No, it's not recess. It's
discipline, some sort of disciplinary, yeah.
It's a disciplinary where they have to put you in an extra class and you have to be like disciplined to behave yourself and whatnot. You do good in exams, you get rewarded, you get A star, you get this, you get that. So there's a discipline system. There's a punishment, there's a reward. Okay, finally you go through uni, you finish all that system. Now you're in the real world. Now you're a real man. Where's the punishment system? Where's the reward system? Who's accountable? Who holds you to account? Because your principal used to hold you to account. Your teachers used to hold you to account. Now who holds you? Huh? If nobody's holding you to account and you've been designed to think in this manner, then there's something missing, right? So I like to teach my team within the Rizq Rise. We teach them a punishment system and a reward system. Meaning that if you have tasks upon your day and you don't get them done, you punish yourself. An example is you don't sleep on the bed, you sleep on the ground, Tamai. You got to take it. It's going to hurt a little bit, but you got to learn your lesson. That's punishment. You want a reward system, the guys I teach them in the team, I say, look, every month you should have targets, deadlines and targets that you want to achieve. If you hit them, you give yourself a reward. That doesn't mean go crazy and go flash the cash. That means that go buy that nice suit that you like. Something that will benefit you. The reward needs to be beneficial.
Yes.
It's not just a holiday at the beach. No, it needs to benefit you. That next tech that's going to help you in business. That suit that's going to make you look a little bit better. An investment in yourself. A coaching program you want to invest in. That's a reward system. You need to be accountable. Right? So brothers at home thinking, okay, how do I find that? Find a mentor within your niche, within your industry. Find a coach like yourself, someone that's coaching. And say, look, I would like a reward and punishment system. And stick to it, man. Like, if you're gonna punish yourself, don't sleep on the ground for 20 minutes and then go back to the bed.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta go through the punishment, right? The way I used to do things, Ali, is if I didn't deliver on time, bro, I would make myself, like, I would not see my friends. No, not seeing them, man. I got married quite young, right? I started my life quite young, got married quite young, started business quite young. Everything started really young. And I'm grateful for it because it just, quick things, bro, you know?
Matured you fast.
Yeah, step 1, step 2, step 3, steps go. Let's keep moving, right? When I got married young.
What age for those that are?
I was 21, 22, right?
Inshallah.
21, I got engaged, 22, I got married, alhamdulillah. And I advise the brothers, get married young, man. Get married young. It's going to shape you and make you. It's going to transform you. But, pick the right person. Don't make the mistake, bro. I've heard at least 3 of my friends just this year get divorced. It's just started. This year, these guys just got married now. Divorced. Why? They're not picking the right person. They're getting married because they want to get married. No. Get married, but have a checklist, a criteria of someone that you want to do life with. This is someone that you're going to do life with, bro. Like, you need someone who's going to support you through the hard times. I'm not saying support me financially. Don't pay my bills. I pay all bills, right? And you know this, bro, the way we do things, our culture, our religion, like we're providers, we're protectors. Our women don't pay for things. We pay for things. But our women, they have roles to play. And that role is you to support me, mentally be there for me. I'm going to come home from days that are tough, where I've given 16 hours of graft. I want to come home to a happy house. I want to come home to a home that is happy, that is positive, that is fulfilling. I want to come home and hear the ayat of the Quran in my house. I want to come home and smell the bkhur. You know, these things give me happiness because it makes me feel comfortable. I can ease out. So when you pick someone for the right things. When I was looking for a wife, Ali, I was looking for number 1, deen. If you don't have deen, I'm not interested. Why? Because deen is important for me.
Yes.
You know, brothers out there, if something is really important for you, find someone that finds importance in that same thing. Right? Number 2, family. If she doesn't have a family relationship, if she doesn't get along with her father and her mother, that's a problem for me.
Yes.
Why? My parents are everything. They're my world. You know, when I got to know my wife, I said to her, look, if you upset my mother, you upset me. She's my world. Don't upset her, please. And if you make her happy, you automatically make me happy. I'm the happiest man in the world. And because I set that tone from day one, bro, my wife has never upset my mother, bro. Alhamdulillah, I've been married for 6 years.
Alhamdulillah.
She's never upset my mother. Vice versa. Vice versa. I've always looked after her parents. She looks after my parents. That's how it works. You're a team. Do you understand? You
So
have
the
your
core
role.
values are there.
Core values are there. We both align. Do you understand? Because when you bring someone on board and you want to marry that person, you want to build a strong relationship with that person, and you don't have the same core values, what happens is you start teaching them the basics of ABC, and this is why my core values are important. And I'm not interested in telling you that the hijab matters. I'm interested in other things because that's going to take a lot of my time. That's the basics.
One thing that one piece of advice that I was once given in relation to marriage is, imagine they never change. Would you still go ahead with the marriage?
Powerful.
If they never changed,
This what you see is what you get.
What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
Would you still proceed? Because
Yeah.
a lot of guys get into,
I can change her, I can make her better.
yeah, inshallah.
The same with the sisters, bro. The sister might look at man, I can change him. Yeah, he sells drugs, but I can change him.
He's
Don't
got
risk
a good
it.
heart. It's
Yeah.
like, no. You can't change people. You
Yeah.
may inspire them at some point to do something, but people
Need to change themselves.
need to change themselves.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
You
So
can bring
that's
water. You can bring water to the horse to the water. You can't make him drink. He's got to want to do it himself. She's got to want to do it herself. So these were the conversations I had with my wife at the time. Got married, bro, and moved to the UK. I had no friends, no family. I didn't have my uni degree because of my brother's situation. I had no job. I had nothing. I had nobody. I didn't know a single person, right? Landed in the UK. Why did I come here? I'm not afraid of a challenge, bro. I get excited when there's a challenge. People are so scared these days. Huafin, bro. Like men acting like boys. Oh, no. I don't know that industry. I don't know that business. I don't know that field. I don't know that country. I don't know. Let me stay in my comfort zone. Your comfort zone is where you die.
yes.
You get what I'm saying? Like when you say your comfort zone, ambition dies, growth dies, vision dies, everything stops and it starts to decrease. You have to go and challenge yourself, do things that you're not comfortable with, because with that comes experience, and with experience comes knowledge, and with knowledge comes reputation. Now you have a reputation that you can do things. I learned something. I went to London just yesterday. I was in an event. I'm always a student, Ali. I'm always a student, bro. To the right people, by the way. I've learned my lesson to going to the wrong people and getting information.
Yeah.
I won't do that anymore, inshallah. But going to the right people and getting information, like yesterday, for example, I learned from my good brothers that were doing an event that everybody wants in business. Everybody wants the reputation bucket, right? I'm going to give you guys an example. Let's say there's 5 buckets. The first bucket is skill. The second bucket is knowledge. The third bucket is network. The fourth bucket is resources. And the fifth bucket is reputation. Everyone's trying to get the resources, the network, the reputation, but they want to skip the first 2. That's how you fail. That's how you have a broken foundation. The first thing that everybody should aspire to have when building as a man is skills and knowledge. Skills and knowledge. Skills and knowledge. Why? Because if you lose everything else and you have these 2, you can rebuild.
Yes.
Do you understand? If you're skillful and you have the knowledge that you need to have in order for you to scale, you'll build regardless. Like I'm in the sales space. Take me anywhere, Ali. Put me in any part of the globe, bro. In any industry, I'll kill it.
I've seen you do it. That's
Do you
it.
get what I'm
I've
saying?
got real life.
Like this is my confidence because I have my skill and I have my knowledge. But once you get these 2, guess what happens? You start to now develop a network. Why? Because people see you as knowledgeable and skillful and they want to bring you into the network. I need this guy. This guy is valuable. Let me introduce him to my network. Let me be introduced to his network. The network starts to what? Develop and grow, right? Then number 4 comes along and the resources come. Why? Because when you build a network, people have resources and you have access to these resources. Amazing, incredible. What's the last thing? Reputation. Now you're known for that. Now I'm known for sales, high ticket sales, because I put the work in, I've learned the skill, I've built the knowledge, I have the network, I have the resources, now I got reputation. People are trying to jump to last point when they need to work on first 2, bro.
Yeah.
Just work on first 2 as much as you can until you feel like you're at a point where it's extremely visible. Like whoever meets you is like, this guy kills it. Or whatever he does, he kills it. That's the level you need to be on when it comes to the first 2. So I learned this yesterday, akhi. I'm already implementing it into my life. People take on information, Ali, and they just throw it in the back. Oh yeah, I learned this last week. What did you do about it? Nothing. Do you know when you're supposed to act on information? When 2 things happen. Number 1, when the emotion is hot, when the emotion is there. And number 2 is when the information is new. Because when you hear new information and the emotion is hot, You have to make it. You have to act on it.
Yes.
And by the way, I want to make it very clear. Don't follow the quick rich, the quick quick scheme.
Yeah.
Like don't follow that, please. Like that's not what I'm talking about. When I say emotion and when I say new, I don't mean chase the quick buck. Stay away from that. We've been down that route. We know what it feels like. Stay away from that. I'm speaking about real skills and real knowledge, like things that are going to enhance you as a man, right? They're going to educate you, enhance you, and make you more valuable in the marketplace. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. If you can get that unlock, then you need to follow that pathway. You need to acquire that skill and that knowledge.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Very powerful. And I love what you said about acting on that information as quickly as possible, because there's a law called the law of diminishing intent, right? The longer you take to do something, the less likely you are to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think a lot of people, they just consume lots of different
bits of information,
either through books or through YouTube videos, and they get overwhelmed by the amount of information that they've accumulated that they now feel paralyzed. There's paralysis by analysis, right?
Yeah.
And obviously someone like Alex Hormozy always talks about how a lot of people are entrepreneurs. You know, they sit on the information for so long.
Facts.
You know, me and you have this characteristic of, all right, this is great. What do I need to do?
Do it.
How do I need to do it
Just
now?
do it.
And just do it quickly.
Yeah.
Pick up the phone, make some calls. I mean, I came from a sales background. I didn't go to university myself. My first real job was in a telesales center environment. No computers, just pink sheets. And it was
the phone.
just
hammering
the
I was there, bro. I
remember.
remember.
You know, and that changed me.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I had that experience when I was very young, because everything that I've done after that has been just guns blazing.
Yep.
Act first, figure it out later.
Do you know what taught you, bro? Aggression. Aggression with your work ethic. Too many brothers these days, they're slow with their work ethic. Like, they need a break every 20 minutes. I'm like, Akhi, like, do you not get a vibe and a reaction from doing the work that you do? If you don't get that, you're in the wrong place. Bro, when I'm in sales, when I'm coaching somebody, when I'm helping someone close a deal, when I'm closing the deal, the feeling feels amazing, bro.
Nothing like it.
Nothing like it. Especially when it's done ethically.
Yes.
You got to do it ethically, though. You know, we preach this with our organization, with Rizq Rise. You are not allowed to sell any product or service if you do it unethically. Don't sell it. Don't sell it. You know why? That's how you break your reputation. That's how you destroy your reputation. Sales, bro, there's a lot of people that do anything just to get you above the line, just to get the deal across. We don't teach that in Rizq Rise, bro. You do things ethically. Why? Because if you do it ethically, that person is going to come back for more one day. Not only that, but they have a network. And word of mouth marketing is a powerful way to market yourself. So do things the right way. It's only a matter of time before you start to blow up, you know?
Absolutely. And you know, there's alignment right there between us, because when I coach my students, I always tell them that as long as it's moral, legal, and ethical, then go ahead.
Do it.
Anything else which has a gray area, don't pursue.
Absolutely.
Because although you'll make a quick buck, you won't sleep the same at night. Because deep down inside, you know you're a fraud. You know that what you've done has hurt somebody. And that's never worth it. It will always come back to bite you in some way. Maybe in the future, you pay all the money back to the government because they found out that you tricked them, whatever. Or, I don't know, your business gets a lawsuit and you can't afford to run the business anymore. It'll always come back to bite you. So, you know, make decisions with your future self in mind. Now, when I make decisions, I'm thinking about the 50-year-old me, the 60-year-old me, the reputation and the legacy I want to leave behind. It's no longer about, I can make loads with this crypto. If I just pump this crypto, get loads of people involved. I don't want to be that guy. Money is great, but I'm not that desperate for money that I'm willing to throw people under the bus.
Not even that, Ali. It's not even desperate for money. I want to make millions, bro, but I'm doing it the right way. I'm making millions, but I'm doing it the right way. Let me show you how it's done. That's my statement to these guys. Let me show you how it's done. It's possible, bro. It's so possible. You can do things. There's so many ways of making money. There's so many ways of becoming a millionaire. I've met millionaires that sell tomatoes, bro. Farm products. I've met millionaires that sell needles, bro. Needles and nails and... Do you understand?
There's a million ways to make it.
Absolutely. Right? In Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written your rizq. Your rizq is your wealth. He has written it for you. When you were born, you have your rizq. You either make it halal or you make it haram, but you're going to make it. If you're written to make $1 million, you're going to make $1 million, but you choose. Do you want to do it the right way or the wrong way? This is the world we live in. The world we live in is a test. Why are we here, man? People might be watching me right now thinking, what's this guy talking about? Why are you here in this world? It's simply a test. That's the answer. You are here to be tested. Tested on what? On what you believe, on what you say, and how you act. These three things. What you believe, internal. So this is something that's internal. What you say, so using your language. Are you speaking words of goodness? Are you speaking truth? Or are you speaking words of lies? And are you cheating people? How do you speak to people? How do you speak to yourself, right? And number three is how you act. Are you someone of righteousness or not? If you pass these three, this is a reward. If you fail, there's a punishment. It's very simple. So if you look at life like this, whatever you do, whether it's business or sports or whatever, bro, there's discipline and there's a procedure you follow. There's a law that you follow. I have to do things the right way because there's a system behind that. I have to do things the right way because I want what's good. Do you understand?
Yeah.
There's a moral compass there, bro, that works. You can't cheat someone if you have a moral compass, bro. Do you understand? You can't put somebody in a position where they're gonna hurt themselves if you have a moral compass.
Exactly.
But too many people these days, like you said, crypto, this and the other. I just want a quick buck. I've been there, bro. I understand what this feels like. It's a bad place, man. It's a toxic spot. It's dark.
And you know, the question I want to pose is, what is the rush?
Yeah.
You know, because along the way to you becoming a millionaire, you're going to be making some money.
Yeah.
5K, 10K, this thing. So it's not like you're going to be poor the whole time.
Exactly.
So a lot of
Enjoy
these
the
young
journey.
guys, a lot of these young guys are like, yeah, but how long is it going to take? It's like, man, even the first 1,000 you make you're going to feel like a millionaire, bro.
Yeah.
From that first.
Can I tell you
1,000.
something, bro? I've met so many millionaires, and when I asked them what was the prime of your life, he says when I first started making like 10K a month, or I'm like, what? That's when you enjoy, because you don't have crazy expenses. You're not exposed to massive luxury and lavish lifestyle. You know, you're happy with what you have. You go a little bit above your means, and you're all right. You're enjoying yourself. People think that I'm not going to get there until I get to the millions. No, that's not how it works. That's generally not how it works, right?
Exactly.
There's only so much you can buy. Andrew Tate speaks about this. He's like, there's only so much I can spend. Well, I'm going to buy a car every single day. Eventually, I'm going to get bored. Again, this world is temporary. Focus on what's right.
Yeah.
Focus on things that matter. Bro, I've met people. I've went to many deployments and I've done a lot of charity work in countries like Lebanon and the borders of Syria and Palestine. And I've seen people that live in tents. Wallahi, Ali, tents. A tent of a family with children, orphans, widows. People are happy, man. People are happy, bro. Like, there is gratitude in their mouth. They're saying things that are worth gold, bro. And I'm looking at them thinking, how? Where I live, people complain all day over things like bills. And you're here with zero income, with barely any food to get you by, with no electricity. Why are you happy? And they say, because we understand this world is temporary. If this world was forever, I'd be upset. But I know I want to be here for a short time, not a long time.
That's incredible. What a perspective.
What a perspective, bro. What a perspective, bro. If only people knew.
So would you advise people that just, you know, wallow in their misery to go to a place where people don't have much, to, as you said, volunteer and help out these charities just so that they can see how people are living differently out there, yet they're so content?
Yeah. Here's a promise I'll give. I promise anybody watching this that if you were to go to one of these deployments, you would never come home the same. That's a guarantee. I don't do guarantees, but that's a guarantee. That's a promise. You will 100,000,000% not come home the same person. The whole perspective of life will change.
You?
Okay, good question. It was my first deployment. It happened 4 years ago. I got a phone call 11 o'clock at night from somebody I used to work with, a business partner. And just a random question, bro, I'm leaving on a deployment in the next 2 days. Do you want to come? I said, what's a deployment? Where we go and we do some charity work in third world countries, people that have, refugees. I said, count me in. He said, you don't even know the details. I don't need to know the details. I just know something that can help me improve. And I haven't done it before. I'm curious to find out what it's like. I don't know what to expect from it, but I'm just happy to go and try it out. So I went, and it was a moment. I say to my team, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God will put you in positions in life, live, to teach you a lesson, and you have to see it in real live motion. It's not a YouTube video, it's not a book, it's in the moment. So why is that important? Why am I mentioning this? You need to start becoming more self-aware. Start becoming aware of your surroundings, like what's happening around me, right? So I was on this trip and I walk into a tent, bro, and I see this widowed woman, bless her heart, and there was about eight children inside that room. Small tent, bro, 5x5. And I said to her, how do you have all these children? Like, where's your husband? She said, my husband passed away. These are not my kids. I said, what do you mean these are not your kids? She said, this one's my son, but the rest are like my children. They're orphans. So I'm confused, bro. I'm like, wait a second, you're poor. You're basically homeless. You have a tent. You live in a tent. And her son is extremely disabled, bro. Physically disabled, mentally disabled, extreme disabilities. She's looking after 7 or 8 different other children. And I said, but why? Why would you take that burden? Like, why would you? She said, burden? Don't say that to me. This is my blessing in this world. Look at the perspective, bro. So I'm like, what do you mean your blessing? She said, I'm blessed to be a mother to more than one child. What an honor to be able to be called a mother for more than one child. Number one. Number two, this is my hope in this world. What else do I have? I'm in a tent.
Wow, that's incredible.
Bro, I seen that and I was shocked, right? And I was having this conversation with her in Arabic. I speak Arabic, of course, right? And then I looked at her son, because whenever I go into these deployments, I don't like to just, I'm not there to give a food parcel, bro. They don't need me. Do you understand? I'm not there to give, I'm there to be a voice to those who don't no longer have a voice. I'm there to echo what's going on with them. So I want to hear stories, I want to inspire. So I sit down and I see this young disabled boy and I said, what's your dream? What's the dream? Same question you asked me first time. What was your dream as a little boy? So I asked this kid. He said, my dream is to be able to go to school like my brothers and sisters. Because I'm disabled, they can't look after me. And wallahi, bro, I looked and I thought to myself, that's a kid's dream, bro. To just have a notebook and a teacher telling him to do homework. That's his dream, right? So what happens that day, bro? We go to the kitchens, we prepare all the hot meals. It was Ramadan at the time, so they're all fasting, as were we. We prepared all we prepared all the iftars. For those who are not Muslim watching this, iftar is basically in Ramadan where we fast from dawn till dusk. We don't have no food, no water. It's a very righteous and religious act that we do, and it brings us closer to God, and it allows us to understand the humility of caring for one another, right? What do other people go through, and how can we become more disciplined with even our desires of food? How do I become more disciplined? And it's very scientifically good for you, right? Scientists have said this is extremely good for your body. It kills bacteria, it kills bad bacteria, it kills diseases, so on and so forth. So anyways, we were fasting, and we went to go perform the iftar meals. We're preparing all these hundreds of meals, and we go back to the same camp. There's hundreds of families, bro, and the sun is setting, and we're delivering all these food parcels. There's like a huge group of people that are coming to get their food for the evening. And I was hoping while we were driving back, I was hoping, like, I hope I meet that family again. That kid, I want to see him again, you know, because we met a few families. And as I'm giving away all the food, and it's very busy, who comes in front of me? The same kid, bro. So I said to the guy with me, I said, let me give them the meal, right? I felt like, let me honor these guys. So I went, I got the food, I gave it to the mother, and I turned around to get the desserts and the fruits and the drinks that we also provide them with, and I gave it to the son, the mentally disabled son. And as I turned around, I could hear him like screaming, "Mom, mom!" He was like shouting for his mom. So I thought something happened to him, like he fell or something happened to him. So I turned around, I came running to him, I said to him, "Are you okay?" And bro, this kid was crying. This kid was crying, bro. And his mother came. Why was he crying? Because he's never seen a fresh apple before in his life.
SubhanAllah,
the apple was fresh. It wasn't ruined. It wasn't sour. It was a fresh apple. Red, fresh apple, was shiny. And he cried of happiness that he's never seen a fresh apple before in his life, bro.
SubhanAllah.
Allah put me there in that position because it taught me a lesson that I will never stop doing charity work until I die. I'm never going to stop this. Because I realized that no kid in the West has ever went through that. Gratitude for a shiny apple. We throw food in the bin every day here, bro. People are spoiled rotten, you know? They think they deserve the world. So when you go on a charity trip and you get to see this real life stuff, you get to really appreciate the little things. And you get to really, like, bro, I work harder now. Why? Because I know that $10 over there feeds a family.
Yeah.
$10 over here feeds me. But over there feeds a family for 3 days. So I need to work harder now. That's my why now. Remember I told you my why changes? That year, my why changed because of that.
That's incredible.
And from one trip, I went to 6, 7 different trips. And every trip that I went through, I learned more about myself. I learned more about religion. I learned more about giving back. I was inspired by people in charity in these deployments. I was inspired massively by them. Massively, bro. They changed my life, man. So, an advice is get into charity work, bro. If you're feeling down, go do something. Go help someone else.
I think that's what it is. I think as human beings, when you're down, especially as men, it's because you don't feel useful.
Yes, facts, big facts.
That's what I think it is.
Yes.
That's why a lot of
men... And you're supposed to be useful.
And you're supposed to be, exactly. And you know, I know some people might oppose the counter argument of, but no, you should be loved and cared about regardless of whether
that doesn't mean you're not useful.
Exactly. Yeah. But I think it's part of the masculine to serve, you know, and to help make other people's lives easier.
Absolutely.
Why is it there are so many men out there working 80 hours a week doing disgusting jobs? Some of these guys are underground, you know,
oil rigs, railways,
drainage, railways. Yeah, if you ask these guys, do you love your job?
No.
They'll be like, well, I don't know, but the job's a job. And, you know, as long as my daughter has new shoes and my wife has a roof over her head and food to eat, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of these guys need. They need to feel useful. They need to look at the bigger picture, and instead of just focusing on themselves and, but I need a nice watch, I need a nice car. Because if no one else existed on this planet and you were given all the money in the world, would the nicest car still have the same impact on you?
No.
If you had a Bugatti, but there was no one on earth to see it,
it's just four
wheels. Would it still
moving.
be a Bugatti to you? You'd just be driving around. There's no one there to appreciate it. There's no wife next to you. Your parents aren't there. Would it still have the same impact on you? And that's something I think about. You know, why? Because I caught myself in my early 20s when I would set these materialistic goals. I caught myself at one point just thinking, but why do I want it? Okay, I get it. It makes me feel nicer in the moment. Maybe a few ladies look at the car and think, oh, this guy's the real deal. Maybe I have a chance with one of them or something. But then what? Then after a while, it's just a vehicle. I put fuel in it. I have to service it. And then what? What's the bigger picture with this car? And then I realized that, you know, these are just toys. These things you can't take with you in the next life. They're just there as... And
even here, bro, not only that, but even here, it has a temporary experience. It means that when you get into Bugatti once, twice, 3 times, and you own this car, one day you're going to get into it and be like, it's just a car.
Do you remember your first car?
Yes, I do. I remember it.
And
I loved it, bro.
I swear, I've owned like 5 or 6 cars. But none gave me the sweetness that my first car gave me.
I appreciated my first car. You know why?
Why?
Because when I came to my dad and I said I want a car, he said, go work for it. Go work for it. And he made me work overtime, bro. Why? Amazing. Because he taught me that if I buy you a car, Marwan, you're going to destroy it. You're not going to appreciate it. You're going to go reckless, right? Your personality, you were reckless anyway, so you're going to be definitely reckless with this car. But when you go work for it, تتعب على القرش is what we say in Arabic. It means that you're going to sweat for the penny. So when you spend, that was hard work that you put into it. You understand?
And you appreciate
it's more of an attachment of this was my work that I put into this vehicle. I want to appreciate this. I'm not going to go crazy with it. I want to respect the law, respect the car, keep it clean, keep the maintenance on check. Everything's good.
And what car was it?
It was a Tuscany, a Hyundai Tuscany. It was like a 2-door coupe.
Oh, nice, nice. Mine was a Renault Clio that I got for £600. I remember giving the guy the cash. I mean, I felt incredible that day. I was driving off. It was a manual. I was stalling around the corner, driving off. And I just think, man, it was such a rubbish car, but it made me so happy.
Subhanallah.
You know what I mean? And every car after that, the joy was there, but it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
And so that's why, as you mentioned, you know, you get the nice Bugatti, let's just say, right? You know, yes, it's a Bugatti. Yes, it's an incredible feeling, but then the feeling fades after a while. And then it becomes, what's the bigger picture? What's the bigger picture? And that's why, I mean, there's so many celebrities out there that have everything, yet are miserable. And some take their life. And it makes you think, why though? You know, you had everything. And this is why money is just a one form of one measure of success, but it's not the only measure.
Bro, if I could advise any young man today watching this, go build a relationship with God, man. Like, go do that first. Like, that's step one. You want to fix up? Step one, go build a relationship with God. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to people that are of righteousness and goodness and religion. Go to people of Islam and just speak to them and just have conversations and judge it towards their actions. The ones who are righteous, not the ones who preach certain things and do certain things. The ones who live by what they say and do what they say. The guys that do what they say and say what they do. Mm-hmm. Those are the guys. Go spend time around them. Learn about God, right? Because that's the first relationship that you need. That number one is everlasting, right? You can have your parents, you can lose your parents tomorrow. You can have a wife, you can lose a wife. You can have kids, they can die, you can have more kids. God is a relationship that will live with you until you die and move on from there, right? So work on that first, number one. Number two, go learn high paid skills. Go learn knowledge. Take knowledge from an industry, soak it up and develop it, day in, day out, develop it. If you focus on skills and knowledge, like I mentioned earlier, everything that Ali is speaking about, the wealth, this, that, success, it comes after, but now you have a good foundation. You have skills, you have knowledge, your God consciousness, and I'd advise you get married early. Get married early, man.
But Marwan, I'm not ready. I'm still young. I'm 19. I'm 20. I'm 21.
What happens when you don't get married? Man is built with temptation. We're built this way. We're designed. Allah created us. God created us with temptation. You know, you can't get rid of the temptation that we have. It's a desire that's built in us. And our biggest weakness is women. It's the biggest weakness, right? So if you don't get what's right, a righteous woman, someone that's going to be by your side and help you build a future, you're going to go after things that are not so righteous, are not so clean, are not so good for you. And that's going to have an effect on you, akhi. It's going to break you as a man. You have to rebuild yourself again and break and rebuild. Heartbroken, not heartbroken, this, that, the other, falling into things that you shouldn't be falling into. What? Because of women. I've seen men from good backgrounds and good families, bro, because of one woman that was bad, destroy him, take him into alcohol, drugs, destruction, bro. Because of what? A desire of woman. The woman desire is going to be there regardless. Maybe he wouldn't have drank alcohol and taken drugs and ruined himself, but because he fell into that desire, that's what leads. You know, one bad action leads to another. My father taught me something when I was very young. He said, Marwan, see all these drugs? See all the drugs and the alcohol? How do you think it starts? I said, oh, by going to a club. No. It starts with a cigarette. It starts with a toke. One toke. One toke leads to two. Two leads to a cigarette. Cigarette leads to a joint. Joint leads to a pill. A pill leads to some cocaine or alcohol. Next thing you know, you're doing all the wrong things. You're breaking yourself. You're breaking your mentality, your ambition, your care, your love, your morals, your ethics. Everything is destroyed because of what? The discipline of not taking a toke. Right? So protect yourself, man. Do you know a man that has discipline? Do you know how attractive that is for a woman anyways? Women are attracted to men that have discipline, bro. Genuine discipline, right? And when you find the right girl, don't be long with it. Like, don't take years of getting to know them. Like, you don't need any of that. Bro, I got to know my wife quite quickly. It was actually 2 weeks, bro. 2 weeks of getting to know her. I just said to her, look, I would like to have your father's number. I'd like to approach your father. You do it the right way. You don't go and you do your zigzags.
And were you ready financially at the time?
No, absolutely not. I didn't have nothing in my name. Nothing.
Were you scared?
No, I wasn't scared, bro. Why? My dad taught me to be courageous, man. He taught me courage. He taught me. I got scared, not scared, but nervous. The first day I met her dad, I was nervous because I called her dad 2 weeks after getting to know her, and I said, look, I'd like to sit down with you and talk to you about, some stuff. I set up a meeting with him. Okay, and then I asked him, in our tradition in Libya, like when you come to ask for, the daughter, you need to come prepared. You need to have a house. You need to have a business. You need to have a career. You need to have things ready. I was 21, bro. I just got into uni. I was doing all right. But, I didn't have anything big going for me. And I remember sitting with her father, and he asked me the heavy questions, Do you have a house? No. Do you have a business? No. Where are you at with the career? No, I'm just starting this. I'm just starting that. He looked at me like, why are we even in this meeting? Like, I expected you to be a little bit more ahead. If you're coming to ask for my daughter, I expect you to have things on your belt, ready to go. I said, let me tell you what I do have though. So everything he mentioned was tangible.
Yes.
Right? I said, let me tell you what I do have. I'm God-fearing, right? I come from a righteous, religious family. I'm someone that if I don't know how to fix a problem, you best believe I'll figure a way. I don't take no for an answer, and I don't fall down quickly. I'm going to find the solution to the problem. Number 3, my work ethic is crazy. Find me someone my age that outworks me. I don't believe you can, right? Everything I gave him was what? Intangible. It was more like personality, characteristics, mindset. Yeah. Yes. Bro, he left that meeting. He called his daughter. He called my wife. I said, I don't know if I like this guy, but I respect this man. That's what I was looking for. I wasn't looking for him to like me. I don't need you to like me, bro. I need you to respect me. The respect is important because you can like me all you want later down the line. But if you respect me, you give me a chance. Let me prove myself. You understand? So for the brothers, I say, look, get married young. But don't come to a family and expect to be lazy, expect to be slow, no, come with a personality that's shiny, bro. A personality that when a father looks at that personality, he thinks to himself, this man can look after my daughter. This man can protect and provide. You know, if he even if and I said this to him, I said to him, even if I go through hard times, and I'm sure I will go through hard times, just as you did with your wife, just as my father did with his wife, I promise you, I will not be the type of person that sits back and relaxes. I don't do that. I'm not designed that way. I'm not built that way. You know, where there's a will, there's a way.
Yes.
If you have a will to do something and fix something, you'll get a way to do it. You'll find a way to do it, right? So, alhamdulillah, man, getting married early was incredible for me. It taught me discipline. It taught me maturity, responsibility. My work ethic just bounced, bro. Like it didn't even increase. It bounced. It was crazy. My work ethic was mental after I got married. I was super ambitious, right? I remember I want to mention something very important. People, when they get married, Ali, what happens is they think it's lovey-dovey and honeymoon phase for a year or two. And okay, you go do that. But here's how I did things. And this is how I see things. When I got married, again, I was young. I was 21, 22. I didn't really have much. I started off life with nothing really. And got myself a little apartment, started off from scratch. I was driving a 600-pound Corsa, right? And I remember about 2 months into us being married, my work ethic just bounced, like I said. I was working 2 jobs. I was doing network marketing, Forex, crypto, drop shipping, anything and everything that can generate money online, I was learning about, right? So at that time, I was creating like 4 or 5 different income streams for myself. And I'll be at home at times, but I'm not at home. Does that make sense? Like I'm grafting, bro. I'm working. I remember there was a day that came that my wife said to me, you know, you're at home, but you're not home. Like we're just married and, you know, you're working really hard. I said to her, look, we have 2 ways of living life. We're stuck together now. We're with each other forever, inshallah. We have 2 ways of taking life. Either we take the routes of finding the instant gratification of comfort and wanting to be comfortable all the time and taking every weekend out and going dinners here and dinners there, and every single weekend is just a fun weekend. Graft the weekdays, enjoy the weekends. Graft the weekdays, enjoy the weekends. And it's a cycle. We can have that, okay? Or we can have the lifestyle of you let me turn into a beast. Well, not even you let me, I'm doing it regardless, but you support me into the ambition that I'm going to create for my future, so that you and all my children can live comfy for a long time without me just weekdays, weekends, weekdays, weekends. Because if we choose option 1, weekdays, weekends,
you're stuck in that
I might be in that till I'm 60.
Yeah. And
I really don't want to be in that position when I'm 60. And I'm sure you don't either. Bro, until my wife understood this, there was extreme support in my lifestyle. Where she would see me on my Zoom calls and I'm working, and she would just walk into the room and just put the hot plate of dinner and just walk out and be like, I leave a note like, enjoy dinner. And that for me was like, you understand the vision. Do you understand? You know where I'm going with this thing. I'm not doing this for me. Do you think I'm doing this for me? I'm not doing this for me. This is for us.
Exactly.
Right? This is for us, so that you and the kids and everybody, like in the end of the day, a woman, bro, whether it's your mother, your wife, or your daughter, they don't need you just to pay the bills, bro. They need you to be present. Do you understand? A mother wants her son present by her side. A wife wants her husband present by her side. A daughter needs her father present by her side in elements or moments where they need them. They need a man to protect, provide, to advise, the wisdom, the maturity of a man to step in. How can I do that when I'm working all the time and I'm weekdays, weekends? It's not going to work.
Exactly.
So I'm buying back what? Freedom.
Yes.
Right? Freedom to do what? To be able to be visible and to be able to be there when you need me. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's powerful. That's powerful stuff. And you remind me of a book that I read from a guy called David Dida called The Way of the Superior Man. And he says that a man that pursues his purpose first gives his family the most authentic version of himself. Because when you neglect your purpose, you're not being the man that you should be for your family. You're a weakened version of yourself, which is why he always talks about your purpose must come before your relationship. Because you can't take care of your wife and kids if you don't take care of you first. So that absolutely, aligns with what you mentioned right there about, yeah, I'm doing this for us. I'm working so hard, not because of me, but because of us.
Yeah.
And you need a woman who understands that. I think a lot of guys, what their fear is maybe having a woman in their life that will get frustrated with that sort of lifestyle, and then we'll decide, well, screw this guy, he's not ready yet, or he doesn't have the lifestyle yet.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, when you're building, it's not lavish. You're not going to Bora Bora, whatever it's called, or Bali.
No,
or
of course not.
You're not doing all of the activities that a lot of these couples are doing on Instagram, right?
It's an image, bro. It's not real, Most of these guys on social media, this is an image, it's for likes, it's for brand recognition. It's not for reality. Like, do you know how many influencers that show their couple life have been divorced and have
so many?
The amount of cheating that happens. Actually, in Islam, we have something called the ayn, which is evil eye. Stay away from it. I've never ever posted my wife because my wife is for me.
Exactly.
It's just not for the world to see.
As it should be, yeah.
Why would my wife be for the world to see? And the men that do that, they're youth, bro.
Yeah.
That's what you call it, youth. Why would you take the most important woman in your life after your mother and expose her to the world and say, look at this? Why? It's crazy for me, bro.
Sick minds out there.
And this is not even to do with Islam, bro. This is just to do with being protective over what's yours. This is mine. Men need to become more protective over what's theirs. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Stop exposing these things to the world, man. Keep some things private. Keep your kids private, man. You don't have to post your kids every single day.
Yeah.
Not everybody. There's some people out there that don't have kids, that have envy towards that, that have evil eye towards that. You don't have to showcase it, right?
I find it so bizarre when people expose all the intimate details of their life. And for example, with the kids thing, you're sharing a video of your daughter on your Instagram. You don't know who's watching.
Yeah.
You don't know if
there's weirdos and pedos out there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's just, I can't wrap my head around it.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Some things. What are you looking for?
Some things, I'm out there, I'm public, I'm aggressive, I'm branding it. Right, but my personal life, man. That's for me.
Yeah.
That's for me and my family. That's not for the world to see, bro. People need to stop being addicted to just the likes and social media. What do I need to do to go viral? Don't do that, actually.
Honestly, there's a quote that goes along the lines of people cannot attack that which they do not know.
Yeah,
and I love that quote. The more you share, the more vulnerable you become.
Absolutely.
You're
putting yourself in the magnifying glass, man.
Exactly, and this is exactly why I don't lead with lifestyle as an influencer, quote unquote, on a smaller scale. I don't lead with things that I buy, and because what's the point? First of all, that's not me.
How's that going to benefit the person watching it, bro?
How?
Do you get me?
If anything,
okay, I bought a nice suit. How's that going to benefit you?
Yeah. Exactly. I'll tell you how to look for the right suit, and how to go out there and purchase
and search for the right things,
to go, etc.
Yeah.
But me leading with, oh, look at me, I've got this watch on, I've got this. How's that helping you?
Absolutely.
And look, it's a marketing strategy. I know the likes of Andrew Tate have used this strategy to, and it is funny. I'll be honest when he says, what color is your Bugatti and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's funny. I mean, there's a whole marketing strategy now called the Tate strategy, right? Which is braggadocious, controversial, this and this, you're all brokies, this and that, which is funny. But I mean, that's him. That's his approach.
Yeah.
But I don't lead with that because I feel like you attract the wrong crowd when you do that.
And you live off an illusion, bro. People they love an illusion, man. The majority of people, they just love to see he got it, I'm gonna get it. No. You don't know what he did to get that, though. You don't know the 5 years that he's put into work, into crafting his skill, into sharpening his axe for him to get to that position. You're just seeing the end result. That's his page 25. You're on page 2. Focus on page 2.
And that's an issue with a lot of young men today, comparison.
Yeah.
He's got it. Did it trouble you when you were building?
Let me think back, bro. At times it did. I'll be honest. At times it did. It's natural. You're a human being. You're gonna compare. You know what I mean? Like, how did he get it? I didn't get it. What do I need to do to get it? But in reality is many times mentors have told me like, Marwan, you're on page 2. Stick to page 2. You know, focus on where you're at right now. How can you move from page 2 to page 3? Not page 2 to page 25. That's a huge jump. You're going to miss a huge part of the story. And a part of the story will shape you as a man. So you got to have that part of the story in there. For example, the industry that we were in, there were a lot of negatives about the industry, right? The industry of network marketing there was a lot of negatives inside that industry. But there were things that I took out that were very beneficial.
Yes.
That I've developed in myself, that have made me the person I am today. I can stand in front of a room today of 5,000, 10,000 people, and I will shake the audience, bro. Because of the skill. I mean, you kind of showed me that from the beginning too, bro. I seen you in action and I realized like, this is a skill that's beneficial, right? The other stuff, maybe I learned that, but that skill was something that transformed me.
Extremely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And one thing to touch on this whole comparison thing, you don't deserve it early on because you haven't proven to be capable.
Yeah.
You're not competent yet. I mean, there's the whole stages of competence, right? When you first start off, you're unconsciously incompetent. You don't know what you don't know. This is a completely new industry. You have no idea where you're beginning. So of course you're shit. Yeah. And eventually you go through the stages until unconscious competence, where it's second nature, where it looks too easy.
So natural.
And a lot of people now are looking at someone who's at that stage of unconscious competence, and they're thinking, yeah, but how am I going to get... You miss the steps.
Yep.
You need time as well to go by. Time is something you can't
cheat.
You can't speed up.
You can't cheat it. Yep.
A woman can't give birth in 1 week.
No.
It has to be 9 months.
Yep.
Right?
Why is it 9 months though? Why, Ali? If you think about why has Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it 9 months? Bro, the relationship that, I'm a new father, so that's why I just jumped in there, because I seen the relationship between my wife and my daughter. That 9-month period is such a connection that is built that no man could ever understand. A relationship between a mother and her child is a relationship that no man would understand. Maybe, perhaps, if that was a week or a month, the connection wouldn't be like that. Nobody loves you more than your mother. Let's jump in here, because I really would like to speak about the mother, bro. Nobody loves you more than your mother. For the entrepreneurs out there that are looking for success, you have a bad relationship with your mother, bro. Go fix that. Step 1. Step 1 in business, go fix that relationship. She's the most important person in your life. The most. And you have a bad relationship with her, of course you're going to fail in business. Even if you make money, you'll be miserable. Miserable, bro. You are miserable. Because the most important human being in this world is not in a good relationship with you. Go fix that, and I promise you, you're going to do better. I promise you. Right? And sometimes brothers are like, yeah, but the relationship is really bad. Guess who can fix it? You. You know why? Because the mother, that 9-month period that I spoke about, has installed mercy in her heart. No matter how much her child will hurt her, she will have mercy upon that child. Doesn't matter if you were in prison, if you were a drug addict, if you screwed her over. This woman will have mercy towards you because her heart is designed to do that, because of that 9-month period. So if you have a bad relationship with your mother, go home, fix that relationship. Do you know what it takes to fix a relationship with your mother, bro? Just coming home and being humble. Humility. Like, I remember I gave my mother a tough time when I was growing up. Again, when I was, naughty and doing all the wrong things in school and being mischievous and whatnot. One day I just woke up and I was like, well, why am I putting this woman through this? Why am I causing grief for her and problems for her and having fights with my brother and arguing at home and being, unnecessary problems? I came home to her and I was like, Mom, look, I'm sorry. You mean the world to me. I've been a bad son and I want to improve myself, and sometimes I get it wrong and sometimes I make mistakes and I'm not the best person in the world, and can you forgive me? She said, oh, you don't even have to ask me. Like, do you think my heart can take hatred towards my own children? It's impossible. It's impossible, akhi. The Prophet ﷺ, our Prophet, our beloved Prophet ﷺ, teaches us, right? There was a man that came to the Prophet and said to him, O Prophet of Allah, who should I love the most, or who should I obey, who should I serve in this world? He said, Ummuk, your mother. He said, who next? He said, Ummuk, your mother. He said, who next? He said, Ummuk, your mother, 3 times. Then he said, who next? He said, then your father. Your mother comes 3 times before your father. This is the person that you need to have a beautiful relationship with. Why, Ali? Because when you go through tough times as an entrepreneur, you're hustling, you're grafting, you're trying to get those sales in, you're trying to build those businesses. When you come home Even me now, I'm married, I'm a father, I have my own kids. Even now, bro, I go home to my mother.
You're a little boy again.
As soon as I come home, bro, and I get the hug off her, I just feel like I'm a little boy again. Wallahi, bro.
Yeah.
I love having her food, bro.
Yeah.
I love having that chat with her in the morning when I'm having coffee. Yumma, talk to me. What are you doing today? Do you want to go for a walk later on? It just brings me pride and happiness, bro.
Nothing quite like
Do you understand? You know this. You're very close to your mother, bro. Even when things are tough in business, things are amazing when she's around. Like, brothers need to understand, like, you want to build business, you want to kill it in business, go build a relationship with your mom, man. Mom's is number one, always. You can call me a mama's boy, you can call me whatever you want.
And do it now.
Do it now, today.
Because
All it takes is a conversation, bro. I promise you, if the day comes and you get that phone call that I spoke about earlier on, that phone call comes in, I just want to let you know that your mother has passed away, it will destroy you, bro. For a very long time, Ali. I know brothers have had bad relationships with their parents, with their mothers. When that phone call comes in, bro, this guy is destroyed. He is going to crumble. And I've also seen brothers that have lost their mothers, had a good relationship with. Yes, they'll go through a sad time, but they feel proud of the relationship that they had. They feel proud that I was by her side. I was the man by her side, providing and protecting and showing her mercy, showing her love and showing her care. I did that. These are things that are not monetarily. You can't buy these things. And they matter. And if you say to me it don't matter, it means you one day you'll figure it out. One day you'll grow up one day and you'll figure that out for yourself, you know? Sometimes, bro, you try to teach people things in life. And you know this, you coach and you mentor. You try to coach them, mentor them in things, and they don't take your advice. They think they know better. And what do I say to these guys? Say, look, you'll hit the wall, and when you hit it and it hurts, you'll come back and you remember the words that I said to you. Sometimes people just like to go hit the wall. But with the wall comes what? There's a price. You got to pay the price. You don't have a good relationship with your parents. When the time comes and you lose them, you got to pay the price. You got to go through depression. You got to go through hardship, heartache. Heartache is not like depression, bro.
Oh man, it destroys you.
You know,
slowly.
rips your heart, bro. It's hard to sleep. Every time you see things that remind you of them, you're going to feel bad.
And it's so easily fixable as well. All it takes
Conversation.
is a conversation.
Just a conversation.
And even when it comes to friendships, I mean, so many people hold resentment because something happened years ago where they fell out, and it's usually something small and silly.
Yeah.
But they hold on to that resentment,
Yeah.
and holding on to resentment is like holding on to hot coal. The longer you hold on to it, the more damage you do to yourself. And so it's like, let go.
Yeah.
Let go.
You
of
do
that
yourself a
resentment.
favor. You do yourself a favor, not the other person. You look after yourself and you let go of that coal. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you know, honestly, it's extending that hand and saying, you know what? What are we doing?
Let's move past this.
Let's move past this.
Yeah.
What are we doing? I mean, I've had experiences like that in my own life where I've had this
So
sort of
have I, man.
unnecessary,
Beef.
beef with
no
somebody.
reason.
And then you realize, man, life's short. Why am I doing this?
Absolutely.
I'm a grown man now. This isn't,
We're not kids, man.
we're not kids. We're
Yeah.
not teenage girls. Let's talk about it as men, sort it out, and keep things moving. And if anything, this may become a brother now who I can help and can help me in life at some point.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't burn bridges unnecessarily.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I mean, we were both in an industry where we burned bridges, bro,
Very.
because we were taught the wrong things. We were taught the wrong way of building relationships. We looked at relationships in a different manner.
Instead of what can I do for him?
Exactly.
We were taught, what can he do for me?
Yep. How can I take?
And you
not
start
give?
seeing people as dollar signs.
Yep. Things start to look very different. It's crazy. It's crazy, bro. Who you choose to guide you makes a big difference in where you end up 5 years from now. And you always choose something. You always choose someone. People say, no, nobody guides me. Yeah, everything guides. If you're someone that follows your temptations guide you. The devil guides you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be able to understand that every action has a reaction. If I take this action, what happens then? If I go this way, what happens there? You have to think forward, bro. And like you said earlier on, stop thinking about right now. Where am I in 5 years? Who do I look? What do I look like? What do I dress like? How do I talk? Who do I answer to? What's my responsibilities? How many people do I look after? When I say how many people do I look after, people think that I say that I mean that, you look after your family. Akhi, I'm telling you right now, after the charity deployments, my vision in 5 years is I want to look after 1,000 people, bro. 1,000 people, I want to look after them. Do you understand? Who do you look after? What do you do on a daily basis? What do you drive? And I say, what do you drive? Because I'm like, bro, reward yourself as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have some monetary goals as well. Like, I like nice cars. And I want to get nice cars. So it's a goal, but it's not the only goal.
Yes.
Do you understand? There's a lot to it. There's a lot more to it. So subhanallah, man. I hope brothers are taking value from this, because this is not something that I've read from a book or I've learned from a part. Like, this is real life. This is real life experience, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? But alhamdulillah, man.
Alhamdulillah. And Marwan, I wanted to ask you, obviously we touched on earlier, obviously the reason why and everything, but what does a successful life look like to you?
Yeah, good question. What does a successful life look like to me? I think I mentioned this quite a few times in this podcast. You need to have a relationship with your Lord. You need to have a relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the first thing you need to have, man. That alone is success. The Prophet ﷺ mentions that if you pray 2 rak'ahs, right, before Fajr, it's better than the world and everything that exists in it. Like, this is success. For us Muslims, 5 times a day we pray. And before we pray, we hear something called the adhan. Inside the adhan, hayya ala salah, hayya ala falah, come to prayer, come to success. For me, that's number 1, success. Number 2, success is family. Look after your family. Bro, make it your job. Like, I'm looking after my family. Not my brother, not my sister, not us collectively. I'm looking after the family. Me. It's me.
Duty. Yeah.
It's my duty, bro. I'm taking it. That's my honor. That's an honor, bro. Do you understand? Like, when you see yourself as a man, I am responsible for the well-being and improvement of my family members. When you take that on the chin, do you get what I'm saying? Now you take on the challenge of what it takes to get that done. So now you're not looking for the easy way out, the selfish route. You don't think like this anymore. You understand?
What do you think of, because people like Jordan Peterson have written in their books, living as if your father was dead, escaping your father's shadow. Because a lot of grown men in their 30s still rely on Baba to do everything.
Mad.
And he's an old man now.
Mental,
he's
bro.
getting into his late 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
And yet they still rely on him for everything.
That's crazy.
So what would you say to men who are late 20s, early 30s, but still depending on dad to sort their problems out and everything? What should they do to step into their manhood and take charge?
Bro, this is such a deep question, bro. It's so deep. Because when you're saying this, I'm thinking of people, specifically in my mind right now, that I know that are like that. And it blows my mind, bro. I'm like, Echi, this is why I got married early. You know when I got married? I came to my dad. I said, I want to get married, Baba. He said, you know what he said to me? I'm not helping you. What do you mean you're not helping me? I'm like trying to get married. Like, I need some support. He said, you can support yourself. Then I got married and I moved to England. Called them up. It's getting a little bit tough. I'm not able to pay the bills on time. You'll figure it out. So my message to right now is first to the fathers, not to the sons. The fathers, start getting aggressive with your sons in a sense, man. Start building men. Stop building boys. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, put some responsibility on them. Don't help them out all the time. Don't always pick him up when he falls. Let him pick himself up, man. Let him dust off his own dust. Stop feeling sorry for him. He has to learn the hard way, right? He needs to learn the hard way. That's how we are sometimes as men, bro. Sometimes we need a few punches. We can take a few hits. We're designed to take a few hits. Do you get what I'm saying? We're not as emotional as women, so we can take a few hits. Stop being afraid. Let him take a hit and grow. Because with that comes experience, and with experience comes responsibility. Do you understand?
Yes.
So with the fathers, put your sons purposely, right, on purpose. Put them in positions of difficulty on purpose. That's what I'm going to do with my kids, with my boys. I'm going to put them through difficulty at a young age, but on purpose, bro. Because I want them to understand, if you can get through me, you'll be all right in the world. That's what my dad taught me, man. He put me through hardship after hardship after... Bro, I got shot. Bro, with a gun. I came home, he put a bandage on me. You'll be all right. Wake up tomorrow, you'll be fine. Here's some painkillers.
Wow.
You understand? I'm not saying we don't get to that extreme, but I'm saying, like, my mother's reaction when I got shot was, oh my God, my son, she didn't have a heart attack. My dad was very different. A man's position, a man's response to a situation is very different than a woman's. So as fathers, become more able to put your sons in difficult positions and let them learn, right? Let them learn how to make money, how to solve problems. I came to my father. Let me tell you a quick story. When I became the general manager of remember I told you the cafes, the restaurants, by the age of 18, I was a general manager. Keep in mind, I was doing school at the same time, I was general manager. So as I became a general manager, I came to my father, said, look, I've done every job. I'm finally a general manager of the restaurants. Tell me about the paycheck. Let's talk money. I'm here. He said, average wage. I said, what do you mean average wage? Like, I finally went through years of hard work. I'm finally at the top. I'm finally at a position where I'm calling shots. He said, you're calling shots? I said, yeah. He said, okay, whatever we're generating revenue-wise in the company, learn how to bring more, and maybe we'll talk money. Mm-hmm. You want position? With position comes responsibility. Be creative. So I'm sitting there thinking, like, first of all, I don't feel like this is fair.
Of course. Yeah.
Which is normal. That's how it's supposed to feel, son.
Yeah.
And number two, how am I going to figure this out? So what do I do, bro? I opened my cafe. My cafe was on a motorway. So I had a lot of, people stopping by it was next to a petrol station. They would stop by, get their coffee with us, get their breakfast, sandwiches. I had a deli situation going on. So I had a lot of customers stop by me. And I was generating good revenue with my father, right? And my brothers working together. Now I have to become a general manager and become a creative thinker of how I can increase revenue. Okay, what do I do? So we opened the cafe around 8 o'clock, 8:30. We opened the cafe. I had 4 competitors on the same motorway. 4 different cafes that opened on the same motorway as me. So that competition, which is good. You need to have competition in life. And that next day, I thought to myself, I used to pray Fajr in the masjid. There was a masjid next to my mosque. I'd go pray Fajr around 6 a.m. over there. So I prayed Fajr the next day in the masjid, in the mosque. And I was going home. Usually I'd go home, have breakfast, shower, do a workout. I used to have a home gym. So I'd work out at home, have my shower. I'd head off to work, open up the cafe, get the ball rolling, start my day, then go to school. So that day I was like, I have no ideas. I don't know what to do with the business to increase revenue. You know what? Let me go to the cafe right now at 6 a.m. and let me just turn on the coffee machines and let me just smell coffee. Like maybe an idea will pop in mind. Do you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So let me just go. So I get in my car, get dressed, get in my car, go. Turn on the machines, open the lights, and I'm walking around the cafe and I'm thinking. And as I'm thinking, somebody walks into my cafe at 6:20 in the morning. And he's like, oh, can I get some coffee, please? I'm like, oh, we're shut. He's like, oh, what do you mean? You have your lights open, your doors open? So I'm like, I turn around and I just see his lorry parked up. It's a big lorry. Yeah? And I just look, Ali, I just look to the horizon and I see a couple of lorries parked up. And I'm like, wait a second. These guys are up. Taxi drivers, lorry drivers, these guys are active right now. Let me make this guy a coffee. So I went in, I made him a coffee. Obviously, I don't have to do every job. The sandwiches, the juices, the drinks, the coffee, barista, any job I don't have to do. So yeah, my employees are not here till 8:30, but I'm here. Let me work. So I serve him. Next customer walks in, next guy, all the lorries start packing up. And I make 2,000 dinar before 8:30, bro.
That's amazing.
That's where the idea came in. I was like, I'm doing this every day. I'm not hiring staff. I'll come myself, I'll pray, and I'll come in the morning, I'll start my day here.
That's it. That's my edge right there.
And guess what happens, bro? End of the month comes, I come to my dad, I'm like, by the way, we generated this amount last month. This month we generate this amount. This is why. He said, now you deserve your stripes. Now you deserve income. Here's an increase. Now you deserve it because you figured it out. Well done. There's a reward system. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So fathers, be more intensive with putting responsibility on your boys, man. That's how you shape him. You want to shape him into a man, you put it on him. And then for the sons, like, I don't know, maybe I'm a weirdo, bro. I'm just hungry, man. I'm hungry in this world. Like, I want to conquer, I want to achieve, I want to, like, I don't know. And people once asked me, why are you so energetic, Marwan? Why is it when you speak passion and you speak energy and you just speak with life? I'm like, bro, I woke up today. That's enough.
Yeah.
Like, I literally woke up today. My hands are moving, my legs are moving, my heart's beating. I'm able to hear, I'm able to see. Some people woke up today, didn't have that. They went blind, they went deaf, they can't move their legs and their arms, they became disabled, they died. Like, some people didn't have this blessing. That's enough. Alas, that's enough for me. I can give it 100%, 120% today.
I mean, to pursue your dreams is a gift. It's a gift.
Yeah,
and
that alone is a gift.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And people don't think about that. Like, even me in my journey of building this channel up, and I never used to have all this fancy setup. I was making videos in my bedroom with a rubbish laptop. Before this, I was actually making videos in my car. When I was doing TikTok videos, I had an iPhone 10, blurry front camera. People used to always mock me in the comments saying, "Are you filming on a potato? What's going on?" But you know, for me, I enjoyed the process of doing it. Even when I had a crap phone, crap car, and I was making videos in my car, man, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what I was doing. And I was looking forward to parking up somewhere, making a video.
Yeah.
And then
But you continue to show up though, Ali.
I continued, yeah.
Yeah, but that's something that brothers need to understand. Like you got to keep showing up, like whether you feel like or you
Do you know
don't.
why that is? Because I had a healthy relationship with time. I understood that there's usually a delay between the input and the output.
Yeah,
And I think for a lot of people, they put the input in
they expect it.
and then they're like, where's the output?
Yeah,
You know, where's my harvest? You know, I put the work in yesterday. But then if you were to plant the seed for an oak tree today and come back tomorrow and act shocked, they'll come and take you away, as Jim Rose said. I mean, something's not quite wrong with you. I mean, if the sun sets and you're panicking, what's going on? You haven't been here very long, right?
Facts.
So my relationship with time evolved. It wasn't always like that. In my early 20s and late teens, it was more so like, I want it now. But then I realized, man, I'm being entitled.
yeah,
Why the hell would I deserve to be making six figures?
absolutely.
What value have I contributed to the marketplace to warrant a six-figure income? And when I sit down and reflect on it, fuck all, really, nothing. And then I realized, okay, man, I need to go back to the drawing board and actually work on my skill sets. As you mentioned, skill sets and obviously the knowledge as well, acquire the knowledge, buying courses. I was willing to do anything to invest in me, to pour into me.
Sharpen the axe.
Exactly, sharpening the axe. But then 20% of the time was sharpening the axe and 80 was hitting the tree. And a lot of people have it the wrong way around. 80 is reading and sharpening the axe, and 20 is doing.
Yeah,
But I learned the most by doing. I mean, public speaking is a great example.
absolutely.
When I first started doing public speaking, I didn't read books on public speaking. There was no 5 steps to... No, I just stood in front of the room.
Bro, I can't lie to you. Speaking about that, you were one of the most impressive public speakers that I met growing up, man. No. I'm not even saying this because I'm on the podcast with you, bro, but I've mentioned this to brothers before. I'm like, Ali Ben-Hariz, different. The delivery, different, bro. Allah Mabarak, you know?
I appreciate that.
And I know for a fact that happened with repetition. It was over and over and over. Small groups, larger groups, small groups, larger groups, one guy, two guys, in the parking lot, in the gym, until, okay, now he's shiny. You know?
Absolutely. It's repetition. It was, I mean, there were events where, and this is early on in my career, there was about 200, 300 people in the audience. And I was waiting for the event to start. And then one of the organizers of the events came over and said, the main guy's not here. He's not going to make it in time. And they weren't saying that to me. They were saying it to someone else. And I was overhearing the conversation. And I thought, fuck it, this is my chance. So I walked over and said, I'll do it. And they looked at me like, I wasn't one of the senior guys at the time, but I saw it as an opportunity to learn.
Let me get it, yeah.
I knew I was going to fuck up. I knew I was going to start to maybe hear. I knew maybe I was going to walk around awkwardly at the front of the room. But I thought, this is how I'm going to grow. So I said, I'll do it. And then I walked to the front of the room. And I still have the video on my phone, actually. I was 21 at the time. And I did the event. And after the first 2 minutes of nervous, I just got into the stride of doing it. And I became addicted to it. I got the bug. I was like, man, this is great. I did something right there, which for most people is more feared than death, public speaking, right? Most people would rather die than speak in front of 100, 200 people. And it is nerve-wracking. You've done it, and you're one of the best at it. You know, I have to give you your credit as well. You know, when you speak, even just listening to you on this podcast, your words hit right here. You know, you have this ability just to strike people in the right space, you know, and inspire them, most importantly, to take action. You know, because there are many speakers out there who would speak and, you know, maybe they'll give you a few motivating words, but you have the ability. If you told me I'm going to war, I need you to come with me, I'd come with you. That's the kind of voice that you have.
Let's go. Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine.
Free Palestine, right?
All the way.
You have that voice that causes people to want to get off their seat and do something. So that's an incredible talent that you have. But, you know, that's how we both learned. Through doing it again and again and again. And it's a nice feeling to know that you're improving.
Alhamdulillah.
To know that you're getting better and looking back at and seeing maybe videos of you when you weren't as good.
Oh my days, bro. Looking back at the videos, I see you the other day. I was like, what the hell was I
How was
talking
I like
about?
that? Yeah.
What? That's awful.
But you know what? I didn't deserve to be making a lot of money back then.
Yeah, I didn't.
Looking
I
back
didn't.
at it,
I didn't, to be honest.
I had to start there because the person at the top of the mountain didn't fall there, right?
Yep.
He had to climb up.
Absolutely.
So it's you know, but the most important thing is to make sure that you not only show up, but you show up productively every day.
Yes.
Because there's a big mistake that I made in my early years in entrepreneurship, which was mistaking movement for progress. I thought that just because
Activity
I'm doing a lot,
for productivity. Yeah.
exactly. It's like even to this day, sometimes I catch myself. I'm thinking, is what I did today productive, or am I just in the motions? Do I feel like I'm getting things done today?
Absolutely.
I remind myself to this day, what did I actually do to advance my business, to advance my career? And then sometimes I catch myself and I'm like, get back on it. Do the things that actually provide the result.
Let me ask you this. If you were to pull out a checkbook today and you have to write down what you deserve today, what would you write? That's how you have to start thinking. When you work, by the end of the day, you have to look at a checkbook. Just buy one. Just buy one for the inspiration of, I need to write my own checks. What did I do today? What number I'm going to put down? If I didn't do anything, why do I deserve 100, 200, 1,000, 2,000, $10,000? Why do I deserve that? I don't deserve that. Don't lie to yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? Pay what you're worth. Mentally, put it down. You'll start to move different when you start to see that paycheck, man. You know, you spoke about activity versus productivity. We coach that in the Rizq Rise. For the viewers, you know, I want to speak about Rizq Rise a little bit. You know, through my experiences of public speaking, of network marketing, of all these different industries, sales, alhamdulillah, you know, my family, again, I come from a family of entrepreneurs. We've been in so many different industries. We've built $1 million companies. I was always in charge of like sales. That's why I specialize, right? So coming up beginning of this year, myself, my business partner, Ayub Al-Ashi, for those watching this, you know, you can check him out. Extremely educated brother, very, very tech savvy, closed millions of dollars in sales, Allahumma barak, and someone of extreme ethics and morals, you know, discipline, bro. This brother is disciplined, bro. Every day he's grafting, and he's not active, he's productive, right? I was inspired by him, by his work ethic. I've seen him drop and stand multiple times. He comes from a very similar background to myself. He had to figure things out. He's the eldest of his family. He's looking after his entire family, you know? Big responsibility on his shoulders. And we set up this company called the Rizq Rise. And the reason why we set this up is we've seen a big gap in the market. A gap of brothers that don't have the skill and the knowledge that I spoke about. Okay, so how do we give these guys the skill and the knowledge and the experience? We built a company that coaches them through high ticket sales, right? How to sell something that's high ticket. Because some people they'll sell low ticket and they think like, I'm amazing at sales. And then they come to high ticket and they realize like, whoa, I don't know anything. You understand? High ticket sales is where it's at. If you learn how to sell at a high ticket pace, you'll be able to make crazy money, bro. The commissions are huge in high ticket. You know, you're talking about products that are costing 5, 10, 15, 20, 35K, 50K. If you're making 10% on a sale, bro, you know, you're laughing. Not only that, but the beauty of learning high ticket sales, you're going to slowly but surely start to develop a business mindset. Once you have high ticket sales and you have a business mindset, you will start to form ideas that will establish a business one day. So this is what we teach in Rizq Rise. We help business owners, we help employees, we help the guy that wants to become an entrepreneur, we help the average Joe get into the space of high ticket sales, right? We've got customers and clients that come in that just, and all our requests is just be coachable. That's it. You want to learn with us, just be coachable. We don't care about your history, don't care about where you come from. We care about coachability. If you're coachable, I can help you. If you're egotistic and you think you know it all, it's not a place for you. Don't work with me, I'm not interested. If you're coachable, we can teach you things that maybe you don't understand or know. And the information is extremely valuable. Extremely valuable. We've invested thousands of dollars getting this information and packaging it in such a beautiful way where it's on a plate, man. It's on a plate. What it takes is consistency, hard work, discipline, but the results are incredible. We've had customers come in and clients come in that have transformed their businesses like this. We've had B2B businesses that have worked with us, clients that have worked with us, and we've developed their sales systems, their sales funnels. We've hired sales guys for them that have just been killing it, right? So with Rizq Rise, you know, our vision and our mission with this, Ali, is to empower, educate, enrich, and enhance 1,000 members this year. That's my vision, man. I want 1,000 men, rijal, alphas, bro, to just be there, ready to make money. Their mindset grows, their business skill grows, their sales skills grow, and ultimately they're going to become better men. Do you get what I'm saying? Better protectors, better providers, better workers, bro. We're supposed to work. We're men. We're supposed to work.
Yes.
Why are people looking for that quick buck, that button, that Bitcoin transaction that goes boom? Now I'm a millionaire. Happy days. I can chill at the beach. That's not what you're built for. You're built to work, bro.
Exactly.
You know, when I don't go to the gym for a week, bro, something's wrong with me.
Yeah.
I need to be in the gym because I'm built to work.
Yes.
I'm not built to sit back, relax, and watch a movie. That's not me, right? So the brothers that are watching this, if you feel like what I'm saying is impactful, then connect with me, man.
Yeah.
But just come with me with a coachable mentality. Come with me with a mentality that like I want to learn. That type of guy, I can work with that guy, man.
Yes.
I could change this guy's life with the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But if you come with me with laziness and non-coachability, I can't work with you, bro.
Yes.
You stay where you are. You stay stagnant. You know, in order for things to change, you got to change first, man. You have to change.
You have to.
Nothing changes if nothing
Changes, exactly.
We know this, bro.
Absolutely.
You get me?
Absolutely. You're spot on there, man. You have to have a burning desire to win. And as you mentioned, being extremely coachable.
Yeah.
Because if you come in with the mentality of I know better, then you won't grow. You won't develop.
You know, I want to mention one person specifically. I'm not going to say his name, but he knows I'm talking about him right now. There's one client that came in, one student into Rizq Rise, and like I've known this guy for a long time. So you know someone for a long time, it's hard to coach them because you've known each other for such a long time. So he can't really see you as a coach. He sees you as his boy. But I said to him, look, you're coming in here, bro. Just let's just start a fresh page. Like, let me coach you, man. So he said, okay. And barakallahu fi, he was coachable and he came in. His father owns a big company, a distribution company. I won't mention the industry, but he owns a distribution company. This company hasn't been able to land any big clients for years, bro. This guy that I'm working with was a part of the company for at least 3 years. He hasn't brought a single client to the table. I said to him, just be coachable. Let me teach you sales and build your dad's company. I worked with him for a month, Ali. I remember sitting down with him one day for 4 hours, just coached him in and out, handling objections, pitching the offer, discovering introduction, finding out your client's purpose, so on and so forth. Everything, bro. We went through everything for 4 hours. He got on a call the following week, and he finally got a supplier. And
That's
right
amazing.
now, as we speak, he's somewhere else in the world, in the Middle East, going to meet that client to close the deal.
That's amazing.
And to see that, I'm like, what we're doing is different, bro. You know, we're building men. We're giving you a skill that will help you for the rest of your life. If you can sell ethically, you'll do great with life. Because every business, the core element of business is sales.
Sales.
If you have the best product, the best marketing, the best team, the best systems, and you can't sell, business shuts down, game over. But if you can just sell alone, your business will survive. I'm not saying you're going to flourish and scale, but you will definitely survive because you're selling. Money's coming in, money's going out, you're okay.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Sales is super important, bro.
It is.
In fact, let me go back to getting married. Let me go back to finding a spouse. You got to sell yourself to the father-in-law, bro. How are you going to impress this great man in front of you? Why would he give you his daughter? You got to sell yourself. If you walk up to him and you're nervous and you're all shaky and bakey and I don't know.
You can't maintain eye contact.
And you can't maintain eye contact. You can't even hold a conversation. Why the hell would he trust you, man? Right? But if you come to him with confidence, with a humble approach, with a smile, with severe eye contact and understanding how you can provide value for his family and for his life, he'll trust you. Right? So you're always selling, bro. Sales is everywhere. And sales is always happening. Everything that's happening is sales. You're either buying or you're selling. Every day that you wake up in the morning, bro, you're either going to buy or sell today. You're either going to buy somebody's product. You're going to sell something. When I say sell, I don't mean just sales in a transaction. You could be selling your time by spending time on social media and not being aware that you're being sold right now.
Yes.
Social media is buying your time, bro. You're selling out. You're selling out for cheap as well, free. Spending time scrolling. Do you have any brothers I find, bro, that they waste life scrolling? What a waste. What an absolute disaster.
Yeah.
You're spending your precious life scrolling, watching someone else, and watching filth as well. Girls dancing, this, that, the other. No impact, no power.
No.
Right? No purpose, no growth. What a waste, man.
And it's scary how much of that time every day.
Every day, 3-4 hours, right? You add that up at the end of the year. You've wasted 3 months, bro. 3 months doing nothing. Not only doing nothing is one thing, But being focused on the wrong things actually decreases you as a man. Do you understand?
Yes.
Like, you're focused on girls, the bad side of girls, focused on music and things that are going to distract you, the bad information, things that are just, scroll addictive. They're just scrolling, bro. They don't even know why. People have such a short attention span now because all they do is scroll. When you sit down and have a conversation, they can't even look at you, bro. Looking right, left, up, down. Why? Because he's just addicted to scrolling.
Yeah.
He just wants that instant gratification of what can I see that's going to make me happy right now quickly? What's going to make me laugh quickly?
That's true.
What's going to make me feel good quickly, right? What's going to make me feel sad quickly? They can't even hold a conversation. I told my wife, I said, when we raise our kids, they're not getting access to devices like that. No. I'm not dealing with that. My children won't be able to have a conversation. They won't be able to even have fun like we did when we were kids, but we had fun. We had fun outside, man.
Yeah.
We played football. We got to know the neighbors. We played with our cousins. Like, we were always out and about playing with our physical selves, man. Kids these days, all they do is scroll. I can't even have a conversation with these kids. Like, I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, now you go outside and you go to a coffee shop, everyone's like this. They don't even talk to each other.
Crazy, bro.
It's great because when I go to London, and London's a good example of this, even when people are crossing the road, it's like, give yourself a break, man.
Bro,
look around.
Come on, man.
Your eyes aren't being stimulated to the real world.
It's not even that. It's like, don't look at what you're getting. Look at what you're losing, bro. It's not, perspective needs to change. What are you losing by doing that? You're losing so much, man. There's so much to lose.
You know what breaks my heart is seeing people, especially when they're with their parents or with the elderly.
Yeah, terrible.
And the elderly are just there, masakin, they might have a very simple phone, right, or a really old smartphone, and they just sat there with their son or grandson.
Who doesn't even care that they exist right in front of them, bro.
And it's like, you don't know, when you said you don't know what you're losing. This is a really finite time you're going to have with your grandparent or with your parent. And they're sat there trying to have a conversation with you. It's crazy, going back to the whole subject of parents. I think a lot of people underestimate how happy their parents are just for you stopping by and having a 5-minute chat. Not even spending the whole day. Just a 5 to 10 minute conversation. Baba, how are you? Shansara Mak, what's going on with you? Just having a chat. Oh, did you see this game? Just seeing the old man light up and talking.
Bro, I live between, I travel a lot, right? So I'm not really fixed in a specific location. I've been like that for a while. I'm very grateful. People say, how do you do? I'm like, bro, I haven't worked a 9 to 5 for years. I'm not against 9 to 5s, but I would rather work 12 to 12, 9 to 9, 9 to 12, right? I would rather outwork myself day in, day out, building me. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't want to build another man's dream. That's my perspective. I'm not against 9 to 5s. You do you. If that works for you, you do you. But for me, I'm not built for that. Because I travel so much, bro, because I'm involved in so many different things. I'm involved in youth work. I'm involved in charity work. I do a lot of events. I'm a sales coach. I have a sales company. I help my family businesses establish and grow. We have cafes, restaurants. We have a security company. There's so much going on in my life. I'm not fixed. But, bro, I learned something from a brother named Ayman, right? You guys can search him up. He's a good friend of mine. And he speaks a lot about the mother, bro. The mother's position, the mother's power, At the time, I had a good relationship with my mom, but she wasn't like top priority, meaning that when I woke up in the morning, I didn't think about her. You understand? I changed that. And I started to wake up in the morning and be like, let me call mom. I travel a lot, she's not going to see me, but let me call her. Wallahi, Ali, sometimes even 60 seconds, bro, on the phone call. Assalamu alaikum, good morning, how are you? I'm good, yeah, how are you? How's the family? How's everyone? You were going out today? Where you off to? I hope you have a good day. You're going to halakha? Okay, enjoy. Assalamu alaikum, have fun. Love you, take care. Means the world to her, bro. That 60 seconds. Nobody around the globe would feel the same way. Nobody on 60 seconds. So I started to make her a priority in my life in the sense of what? When I wake up, when I start my day, let me think about my mom, man. Give her a little appreciation. Mom, I love you, take care, have a good day.
And what does it cost you? 60 seconds.
It feels amazing for her, right? Also feels good for me, bro. I'm ready to start my day. I start my day with fajr, start my day with prayer, start my day with gratitude, start my day with reaching out to family members, people I love and care about. Then I go kill business. That's why I do well in business. Do you get what I'm saying? It's a formula. 1 + 1 is 2. It's not by accident. Every action has a reaction, like I said. because I do these simple, small things, they play a reaction in how I perform. As a man, how I perform in business, they play a role, right?
Yeah.
So it's the little things, man. People miss out on the little things.
Yeah.
Everyone wants this secret sauce. Give me the secret sauce of how I can make it. I'm telling you, this is stuff that works for me.
Well, it's like that saying, how you do anything is how you do everything, right? If you honor the little interactions in your life, if everything is sacred and important to you, you show up as a totally different man. But if you're like, oh, that's not important, I'll do that soon. You know, I've spoken to her last week. Then every interaction you have is low vibration.
Yeah. Facts.
And even when it comes to business, you're not the beast. And also, people notice this. If you're a family man and you talk about your family a lot and you honor your family a lot, even in business, people respect you more,
absolutely,
and they trust you more.
Trust.
You know,
Facts.
I once made the mistake of doing business with these people who, you know, I was on a business trip with two guys, and they were both married, right? And one of the guys that I was on the business trip with I could see him flirting with another woman on this business trip. And I don't want to get into intimate details of what happened next.
Yeah.
But they got in touch, and you can then finish the story in your mind.
Yeah.
And I swear, after that,
Lost respect.
I lost complete and utter respect.
Yeah.
How can you, as a man, when your wife isn't around, to turn on her like that? And what this man probably fails to realize is how that will impact every aspect of his life. Since then, his company has liquidated, shut down, bankrupt. And at the time, he was the king of the hill, right? This company's incredible. We're making so much money. But you see how just poor decision making like that has affected other aspect of his life. And so that's why for me, when I spend time with someone who talks so highly about their family members, my dad, my mum, I love my wife, this and that, my kids, this, man, I swear my respect just shoots through the roof.
They appreciate the relationships, bro. If they can appreciate those relationships, they can appreciate good relations in business.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yep.
They can appreciate those. And the way they show appreciation is what? By taking action. If you take action with your parents and your spouse and your kids, and surely if there's a business relationship there that's beneficial towards you and him, you'll take action to making sure that the value is provided and everything is going well. And, do you get me?
Exactly.
You're right. Everything, how you do anything is how you do everything. For sure. I agree 100%. But yeah, man, I think that's pretty much how it needs to go. You know, you need to focus on these little things and they play a big role.
Absolutely. Marwan, listen, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast. Horizon Podcast is your podcast. If you want to just quickly talk about that.
Sure. So Horizon Podcast, I actually got a bit of inspiration from yourself, man. When I seen you do your thing, I was like, yeah, Hadi's building something unique, man. You know, his focus is to empower brothers and to do things that can help them enhance themselves. So I looked at the wider spectrum and I said to myself, I'm from Dublin, Ireland. I'm Irish. And I have a lot of people here that I know personally that have done good things with their lives. Maybe they're not influencers. Maybe they're not on crazy social media platforms, but they're good people that have done really powerful things. Let me tell their stories. In fact, let them tell their stories on my podcast. That's how it started. And the vision with Horizon Podcast is to spread Islam through the stories that come. Through successful businesses, through reverts, through charity, through personal development, through coaching, so on and so forth. People that have come onto my podcast have spread very powerful messages and how Islam has helped them, right? So I like to educate people, my viewers and my followers, on what Islam really is. Because sometimes they see an image of it on social media, or they see the news speak about it in certain ways, right? And they get the wrong idea. And it's really a lack of information. They say information changes your situation, but you need to apply it, man. You know, if you get information from Horizon Podcast showcasing what Islam is really about, then understand that could really change your life as well. Absolutely. It could really relate to you. You know, we're all human beings. We all bleed the same. It's just a belief system. So Horizon Podcast, we've had many different people that have come from different backgrounds. We look to, continue to provide value. We actually just lost our studio, so we're looking for a new studio at the moment. But alhamdulillah, you guys can check it out and you guys can learn more about how we operate. And I'll be speaking a lot about more sales within that as well. I want to educate people in business. I have a vision with Rizq Rise, bro. Before we end it off, like Rizq Rise, when I started this thing, I have a vision, bro. And that vision is I want to empower men to become extremely independent, not only within their families, that's the step one, not only within their communities, but leave a mark on this world. Leave something of power and legacy. Like, leave something that can continue after you're gone. Pass it to your next generation. Your kids need to pass it on to the next ones, and the next ones, and the next ones. So by doing so, we actually involve, we speak about a lot about deen and dunya and akhirah and this life and the next, and how you can improve both and how you can enhance both. So within the Rizq Rise, for example, when we set it up, we made sure that the policy of the company is 10% of every single person's membership within our company goes towards charity every month. 10%. Why do we do that? Because we said, look, yeah, we're building our skill set, we're building our money, but why are we not building somebody else's dream too? Let's build their dream. Let's make it our role, our responsibility, our job to build up his dream. Even though you don't know the guy and he's halfway across the globe in Bangladesh or somewhere across the globe. You don't even know his name. But somehow, some way, he's prayed for an opportunity. We're going to provide the opportunity together.
That's incredible.
Do you get what I'm saying? So we have a big vision, bro, to empower men across the globe, whether you're from a village across in Bangladesh or whether you're someone here in Europe or anywhere in the world. We want to enhance you and educate you and empower you to find opportunities, right? So, look, I'm very grateful to be on the podcast. Jazakallah khair. I look forward to having you on my podcast as well. I'm proud of you, man. You've developed a lot, bro. It's good to see you again. And inshallah, anyone that's watching this can take some value. My role really coming here today was just to spread some type of value where someone can take that and just enhance that into his life, Well,
thank you, Marwan, for coming down. And, I learned a great deal myself. Every conversation that I have always teaches me something. You fired me up today as well. And we're going to link all the details for the Horizon podcast and the Rizq Rise as well down in the comments in the description below. So make sure that you click on the link, check it out. The community's there. It's already built. There's quite a few members in there already. And I have no doubts that you'll continue to grow the platform even more and continue to impact more men around the world. So, Marwan, thank you so much for coming down.
Jazakallah khair for having me, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
Make sure, ladies and gents, that you leave a like, comment, let us know what you think down below, and subscribe for more podcasts just like this. Take care.
Assalamu alaikum.